Hope you're enjoying Seven's Footy Marathon. We're going to turn our attention now to 1990, your last year as a player. Just on that, I mean, how far ahead or did you know that you were going to give the game away?
Oh, I didn't know. I finished the season. I'd given Glenn Coleman, former teammate of mine, a cuff behind the ear at the Whitten Oval, and I fell awkwardly on my hand, and it blew up within about 10 minutes. It was like a boxing glove. And at that stage, we just thought I'd broken a scaphoid bone, and it wasn't until about 8 weeks later that there was a few other problems associated with it, and they went in and operated, and I guess that was the beginning of the end, so to speak. But it was one of those years when one particular kick in the finals, I thought, had a dramatic effect on the history of football.
The 1990 qualifying final, Collingwood up against the West Coast Eagles.
Well, I've already seen Barry Breen, one kick.
That flat-looking, I call them helicopter punts.
Oh, boomerang, left foot boomerang.
Yeah.
I mean,
Peter
it probably...
Sumich talking about
yes, we are, and it didn't come off the boot as well as he would have liked, and it turned into one of those famous Woomer bangers that have gained notoriety during the season. But let's just go through what was happening at the time. It was a drawn match coming into the finals. Kevin Sheedy, I think, my view, and I was playing, Essendon were clearly the best side in the competition. Kevin Sheedy, in the last round, rested a number of his players. They had the weekend off, and unbeknownst to him, the unbelievable happened. There was a draw. So then Essendon, and it was a draw because of Peter Sumich.
Correct.
Then Essendon, all of a sudden, some of their players had a 2-week spell, and I think that told. And it was for that reason that they went out in inglorious circumstances, and the rest, as they say, Sandy,
is history. Collingwood indebted to Peter Sumich for the rest of its natural history.
It was the end of
an era.
And the collie wobbles.
That's right. From 1958 to 1990, a 32-year drought. As we will see now.
Speaking of drought.
Speaking of, well, Kevin, honestly, his flooring leaves a lot to be desired, doesn't it?
Well, I was very pleased when he stopped putting the milk in and started tipping a bit of something else in.
I thought it was nice, too, the way that when we started the evening, we started with plastic cups.
Yes, and
now he's gone very, very upmarket. The concluding stages of the 1990 qualifying final, that noise you can hear in the background, is Kevin scurrying to the kitchen.
Final quarter now from VFL Park in the qualifying final for 1990. Lewis, who kicked that miraculous goal in the third quarter, a short kick out to Turley, if in fact he can get there first. He almost got him to the back of his opponent. Lamb gives it back to him. He'll have to get around Russell. Does so, but it's a high kick. Only travels about 30 metres. McGrath involved in a wrestling match back there. Who's going to get the free? Craig Kelly, I would think. Kelly goes short. Jamie Turner's okay after copping that heavy knock right in the three-quarter time siren. Gets around Waterman. There's a one kick and kick one goal. Tony Shaw off the ground. Not a well-directed kick. McKenna only had his strides ripped off him. Great tackle by Gavin Brown. He's won the ball. Lewis late on the scene. Should be a goal coming up to the Magpies. Starcevic, centering kick. Tough market here, but they can't. Pios in front of Malane.
Malane at full forward 2 feet for this last quarter.
At the Worsfold until at the Rance. Rance, it is Rance down there. Out of bounds. Not on the full, despite the appeal. And we'll see a boundary throw in. Taylor still sitting the bench with Mick McGuan. It's going to be Laurie Keane, pick and test with Big Manson.
How things turn around. Michael McGuan on the bench now. There's Worsfold, the hand pass, straight to Barwick, hard against the boundary line. He promptly kicks it out of bounds on the full. McGuan could be injured, but 17 possessions in the first term, hardly any sense. Pios out of the back pocket, hugs the boundary line with a kick. Waiting behind is Barwick, sends it back in. Starcevic couldn't control it. Waters has played very well in the second half, got it to the run of Brennan, who comes through midfield and Main Waring. Timely check, then breaks away, kicks inside the attacking 50. Kelly's there for Collingwood, played on, that was ambitious. Now McEwen, they had the numbers. Gafer, McEwen again, from right half back towards centre wing. Turley, he's done well. Close to the boundary line, Craig Turley. Was it out of bounds? Yes, it was. The boundary umpire right on the scene. And as Richardson was breaking away.
Steve Malaxos still on the bench, Dennis, and spent a lot of time there this afternoon.
Keane and Monkhorst. Come down by the ladder. Russell. Francis. Both have done well. Monkhorst in the grasp. Now Waters. Well shepherded by Hart. Close to the boundary line. He proceeds to kick it out of bounds on the floor. So mistakes will start to creep into this game. Two very tired sides will be out there at the end, given the way they've gone at each other. Tony Shaw. 23 possessions so far for Shaw. Higher one towards the wing. Keane over the top. Turley does well in a tight situation. Barwick, though, goes back and gets it. This is Richardson around Hart. Scrambles a kick forward inside the 50. Worsfold comes to meet it, does brilliantly. Mullane's got the run of it. Close to the boundary line, upended. Gained about 15 metres. Lamb's over the ball now. First goal in this term will be crucial. Dacos got it to Francis. He's like Quicksilver, Tony Francis. Not a good kick, though. Across the face of goal, Manson and Rance gets it out of bounds and will have a throw in.
Collingwood supporters to a man looking for out of bounds deliberately against Murray Rance. Would have been hard there. I haven't seen worse play, though, I must admit. Against Tony Campbell at Subiaco. That was a good one. And the Demons were over there. Could be a goal for Dacos if he can pick it up like a piece of soap. Back to Mullane, who fires 35 metres out. Won't quite get the distance. Manson looking for a free kick. And arguably could have got one. Boundary umpire will be the centre of attention, though, as he throws it in. Manson and Keane. Back to back. Keane. Lamb. Monkhorst at the back. Hidden tagging. Lewis and Shaw. Nowhere for him to go. Not too much support for Chris Lewis. Turley out wide. Barwick in pursuit. He's picked out Hart. And Hart marking in front of Richardson at left centre wing for the Eagles. Needs to get it moving quickly. Some of these eyes. Too slow, David Hart. Wasn't too much on offer, to be fair to him. McGrath. Henny. Can kick well. Directly in front. Subic strikes it. It's a goal. The Eagles in front. Brent Henny's second goal and the Eagles 11th. 11-10 to 10-12. They'd have to be favourites at this stage too to take the match out. I think if you look at the flow of play, the Eagles with far better skills than Collingwood. And when they get the ball, Heady there, a couple of Collingwood players going up, Norwood and Kelly. Heady stayed down, the ball spilled out the back, and a good running goal from Heady.
Well, if you believe in fairy tales, the Eagles lead by 4 points. Keane intercepted by Wright. The high kick towards half forward. Going back is Starcevic. Knocked away by Brennan. Taken by Hart. Hart swings it out wide. Turley again. He's done very well. He leads in the race out there. Well done by Barwick to give a contest. It's out of bounds and will be thrown in. The official attendance today, just under 60,000. 57,546. Deceptive. They've spread out in the sunshine. Keane. Very nimble. Well done by Lamb. Lewis, all the time in the world at half-back. He can run it out. There's more run in the legs of the Eagles at the moment. This is Brennan. Up through the centre. They're enjoying this. A long kick towards half-forward. Gaper fell over, as did his marker there, Waterman. McEwen dragged down by Waterman. Wright's got the run of it. Monkhorst. Strong tackle from Sumic. Well played, McEwen. Slapped it out towards the wing. Storming up the ground with courage was McKenna. Francisco went down in the tackle. Wright appeared to be held. There was no free kick. Turner. Monkhorst over the ball. This is relentless. Turner. Well played. Got it to Francisco. Francis has been a star. A high kick towards centre wing. Brown goes back, and that is a splendid mark. Eyes only for the ball. He breaks away. Kicks towards half forward. It's a high floating kick. They wait an eternity. Worsfold smashes it away. Pios measures the hand pass. He needs to be quick. He is. Storming up the ground is Worsfold. Nobody's near him. He picks it up. He runs runs towards half forward. Back goes McGrath. Almost the mark. Play on is the call. And we'll have a ball up.
No mark. Frank McGrath expecting to be paid that mark, but I don't think he held it. No, I agree with you, Bernie. Another grab might have got it for him. Let's have a look at it again. McGrath gets the first grab. Another grab, but never controlled it.
No.
Kick Collingwood's way. Lewis goes the punch. Likewise, right. Mullane, who wasn't full forward a moment ago. Tony Shaw from right takes the hand pass. Gafer at half-back, chips it in short. Not a well-delivered kick. The bounce favours Brennan initially. Socked away by Hart. Barwick could have got a free for a push. Richardson with composure at centre wing to Gafer. Gafer out wide. Starcevic, fresh air shot. Russell. To Barwick, holding the ball.
That was terrific by Waters, wasn't it?
Yeah, great stuff. The whole West Coast Eagles team in this last quarter have really lifted themselves. Well, Waters had a great third quarter. He was certainly one of the players that really brought the Eagles back into it. Kemp, haven't seen too much of him this afternoon. Punch away by Krasiska. Didn't work really. Goes into the arms of the Eagles. Good tackle down there. Waterman comes in, dives on top of the pack. The Eagles looking the fresher team at the moment, but we've still got 16 and three-quarter minutes left in this match. There'll be a few bookmakers holding their breath at this stage, Dennis.
Yeah.
5-1.
That did get me.
Monkhurst. Waterman. Lewis, is that a mark? Yes. And snapped it up millimetres from the turf. And you'd have to say he'd be a chance of kicking it. He'll be pretty well right on 50. 17 kicks for Chris Lewis. He's turned them around again too, Pete. And that goal he kicked, Bernie, wasn't it? It was a gem.
Fantastic goal.
But playing in the centre, Brian Taylor looks as if he's warming up to come on the ground again. Needs something up there. Lewis, 50 metres out. The City end goal at VFL Park. That might be there. It's a goal. Chris Lewis is second. And the Eagles 12th. They lead by 10 points.
Collect the next in the official 2000 Olympic Torch Relays 16-pin series today with a token in your paper. The Herald Sun. Here it is, the big moment in the AFL draft. First round selection, pick number 1. Oh, well, yes, no surprises there. An obvious first choice. That was the standout.
What a Carlton, thanks.
The best thing about sailing is the sense of freedom. You're out there in the wind and the rain sometimes. I sail in open competition against everybody. No one can tell that I'm disabled or in a wheelchair. It's just normal, and that's the beauty of it. Well, the Paralympics in your home country I think is got to be the ultimate. To compete on that stage here in front of a home crowd would be sensational.
Get your hands on an awesome Neotone Game Boy Color. What's your color?
Watch the new Qantas commercial just before Saturday's AFL Grand Final telecast. And you could win a holiday for 2 just by naming 3 of the featured countries. The new Qantas commercial on Channel 7, the one to watch.
Welcome! EasySaver Plus is a package Telstra's just recently set up, and that actually would reduce local calls from 22 cents down to 18.7 cents. Any neighbourhood calls that you might have, they also are at 16.5 cents. Calls made from your home to a Telstra mobile, the most you'll pay there also is only $2.20, so it's fantastic. Call me and breathe. Welcome back.
Last month, as Miss Lucy Dawson returned home from work, her boyfriend Ross finally popped the question. Luckily, Lucy was insured with Amy, who, unlike most insurance companies, believe if you've held a rating 1 for the last 3 years, you deserve to keep it for life, which all goes to prove.
It's a mistake anyone could make.
Got in a drunken brawl, defending his wife, and he killed a guy.
Now his time is served. He's taking the first plane home.
Today's flight is a special one.
Alongside the world's deadliest criminals.
What happened?
They got the plane.
Welcome to Con Air.
Buckle up for TV's biggest blockbuster.
Shoot it down.
There are innocent people up there.
Nicolas Cage, John Cusack, and John Malkovich. Premiering Sunday on 7. Con Air.
Ryan Taylor is back on the ground. The margin is 10 points. It seems it's the Eagles to lose. It's up to them now. Langdon, short for holding the ball. Can the Magpies come back? There's a man who can bring them back. Tony Shaw alongside the centre circle. Kicks towards half forward. Brennan gets it on the ground. Francis has run his heart out this afternoon. A tidy hand pass back to Shaw. Kicks for distance. It's not a good kick. Mainwaring. Up from half back. Lewis is running. Langdon is on for the next kick if Lewis can keep it alive. Langdon now has to come up and assist. Krasiska did superbly. It's out of bounds. It will be thrown in. Lewis is hurt. Gavin Krasiska outnumbered 2-1. He won that battle. But at the present time, Collingwood are losing the war. Manson away to Shaw. Cleverly played to right. The speedster run down from behind by Hart. That's holding the ball. The one-handed punch will not do.
That's a great tackle by Hart. The tackling has been very impressive today, Dennis.
They are inspired, the Eagles, at the moment. Hart's kick, out of a tired man, the half volley. Heady couldn't control it. Away they come again. Shaw got it to Mullane, who swings it out wide. Starcevic up towards centre wing. Lewis seems to be okay. Starcevic, long kick. The sun is a problem down in that area. Taylor from behind. All Eagles. Hart done very well. Goes looking for Turley. Turley, who's won that war as well, in trouble this time. Russell held without it surely. Kemp goes in. Russell will get the free kick.
Too far out to score, one would suggest. Scott Russell, 65 metres out. Taylor didn't take the mark. He's just come back onto the ground, remember. Guy McKenna did well. He'll have to kick it now, and he does. McKenna looks for Kemp. Turner beats him to it. No, he doesn't. Kemp does well. Hooks the ball back to Turley, who marks on centre wing. Not on the logo. Turley keeping it wide. The target, Carl Langdon. He has to beat two off, and the boundary line might be a trifle close, and it will be thrown in. 13 and a half minutes left in the match. Left half forward flank for the West Coast Eagles. Next goal crucial, Dennis.
Yep.
It is very crucial at this stage. And Collingwood's chances particularly. Manson and McGrath. Manson bumps it to Heady. Turner might have been touched off the boot. Lamb. Markle free kick. Good courage, Dwayne Lamb. Tremendous. Especially with that arm. And the, I will say, recently broken. It was against Melbourne when he was accidentally kicked by Jimmy Steins. Not a well-directed kick. Manson over the top. McEwen. Mullane. Mullane at right half back. It's Collingwood out of danger. They need some goals quickly, the Magpies. A juggle, but no mark. Waters was in there. Couldn't handle it. Starcevic paddles it out the back. Pios. Amazingly got the ball out of a lot of players there. Langdon in front has lost out.
That's holding the ball.
Manson holding the ball, yes. No attempt to get rid of it. What was the mark made then?
Well, the umpire called play on.
Boy.
Well, Langdon touched it first, I think.
Okay, fair enough.
I think he did, but having called play on, the umpire then decided it was being held to him. There's the bounce. Krasiska smothered. Gets his second chance. Drives it to midfield. Starcevic trying to deflect it down to Brown, who does well. Looking for Wright, who keeps it going. He's outnumbered 2-1 though, Wright. Tripped. He'll get the free kick. Right on centre wing. Collingwood trailed by 10 points. This is Mullane. Seems to be up the ground again. Taking all the time in the world, Mullane. A high kick in the Taylor direction. He's out in front of Rance. Finally Fisk. This defence has been superb. Worsfold to Waters. Close to the boundary line to Turley. He's been resolute to Lamb. He'll settle on centre wing, Dwayne Lamb. 12-10 to 10-12. Lamb hugs the boundary line. Langdon needs support. Heady. Hurried kick. Kelly drops the mark and fell over. Now he's in trouble. Manson, well played by the big fellow. Got down and picked it up well. Kicks it back to centre wing. Main Waring's in front. Right, Forster's Coyle. Out of bounds and will be thrown in. We have just over 11 minutes to play. And it seems there's a new contender in the premiership race.
Yes, and Collingwood still goalless in this final term. Pretty warm conditions today. Richardson runs straight into Langdon and for his efforts gets a free kick. He wants to get the ball moving quickly. Great tackle by Langdon. It spills for Krasiska. Ball slewing off the side of his boot. A marking contest, none paid. Dacos. He's taken a little bit high. Centering kick from that player. Taylor. Oh yes! What a catch!
Well, we haven't seen it very often, Pete, but Brian Taylor there with a one-on-one contest into the forward line with Murray Rance. And Brian Taylor getting the front position, using his body superbly, and in the end taking a great diving mark.
Terrific mark.
So Brian Taylor, kick number 5 for his first goal, has hit the post twice. Both of those in the first quarter from the pocket, but directly in front now. Should goal and does. 4 points the difference.
Welcome to Telstra. This is Scott. How can I help you? Calling number display. I think it's a great service.
This day and age, you like to know who's calling, when and why.
If you're having a bit of a romantic dinner at home and the phones are ringing, you can see, is it important enough to actually answer the call?
So I can answer with my business voice or answer with my, this is my friendly voice.
Perhaps your sister's calling from interstate. You can just say, oh, hi Donna, how you going? And they're just like, oh, how did you know it was me?
I'm Sabella. I suffered from depression, but I found help.
The Australian Rotary Health Research Fund. MTech E300, world's first 5-hour tape.
Nowadays, I just run to stay fit and to keep up with my kids. I remember it like yesterday, the pride of representing my country. The nerves, the expectations, the disappointments, and the exhilaration. All those feelings will surge back when I'm trackside in Sydney. I can't wait.
Seven's broadcast of the Olympic Games will be brought to you by WorkCover Safety.
Woo! Relax. I'm a pro.
Light ice, mate.
You better make that trip.
Returning from a meeting to find her brand new Barina in a bit of a bind, Jenny Scott reluctantly accepted assistance from a passing Samaritan. Fortunately, Jenny was insured with Amy and could take advantage of our new car replacement benefit. And in less than a week, she found herself in another brand new Verena, which all goes to prove.
The police are questioning Shauna over Alicia Campbell's death.
The jealous girlfriend.
So you think she did it too?
I don't know what happened out there any more than you did.
They're blaming her, but she didn't do it.
She wouldn't. She couldn't.
The unfaithful husband.
If you're looking for a motivation, I have plenty.
Maybe he did it so that we could be together.
They both had the motives.
Can you guess who it was?
Who knows what people are capable of given the circumstances? The woman might be dead because of me.
Home and Away, weeknights on 7.
Brian Taylor, no love lost to Chris Lewis, 78-82. Taylor's first goal, a kick in it at VFL Park. Waters out of the centre in the qualifying final, up the half forward, almost a mark, not paid. Waterman paddles it in front of him. Opposition from Gaper, checking in closely. And the ball tacked across the boundary line. 9.5 minutes left in this match. And what a thriller it's turned out to be. Lee Matthews on the phone. Seem to be a little bit worried that goal will certainly help the Magpies' cause. Gaper and Langdon. Gaper, is he holding the ball? No, says the umpire. And it's going to be balled up about 30 metres from the Eagles' goals. And temper's becoming a little bit bright.
Still bright and sunny. That doesn't match the dispositions of a few players out there. Malax's back on the ground, in trouble. Now Wright, deep in his own defensive area, breaking away, kicks out wide. Barwick is storming up, so is Brown. Brown the first to arrive. Starcevic hooks it across his body down towards half-forward and Dacos. Dacos and Worsfold. It's going to be a free kick to Dacos. No play goes on. Morwood over the ball, back to Brown. Brown the chip pass in short. Over the top comes Pios. Mullane was in front. Awkward situation for Mullane. And Pios got it out of bounds. So we're down to 8:20 remaining in the game. The Eagles lead by 4 points. Keane, Shaw, dragged down. Starcevic goes in. And we've got a whistle.
Probably off McGon on.
Craig Kelly to the dugout. It's been a great game of football, this one. Not a lot of goals, but ferocious football from both sides. Richardson over the ball. Harris there by Hart and worried out of it. Now Hart comes away. He's a speedster. He's on centre wing. Kicks towards half forward. Sturmich on the lead a long way up the ground. McEwen kept his head superbly, then lost it. No, he was legged. McEwen will get the free. Waterman was goal bound.
Yeah, it would have been a goal for sure to the Eagles.
McEwen in short to shore. It really is a game of centimetres now. Just a little luck required. It could go either way. Turley over the top. Manson with strength. Mullane likewise. To the run of Francis. The crowd at fever pitch. Francis pumps it in. In front. Taylor was interfered with surely.
Yes. Free kick there over the shoulder against Murray Rance.
So we've got the unlikely hero, Brian Taylor. A chance to kick his second goal in the last 5 minutes. And if he does, Collingwood will be back in front.
There's a free kick again. That first instance, that left hand of Murray Rance over the shoulder, across the chest. Definite free kick to Brian Taylor.
Brian Taylor. So long in the seconds this season. Kicks and kicks truly. The Magpies lead. It's 12-12 Collingwood. The Eagles are 12-10.
And probably don't even deserve to be there, because really the West Coast Eagles have been by far the better side in the second half. Brian Taylor taken off the ground early in the game. There's the free kick again in replay. Murray Rance all over the top. And Brian Taylor, probably a surprise that he was even brought back onto the ground.
The Magpies coming home with a wet sail. 2 points the difference. Collingwood leading 2 goals to Taylor in the final term. Manson taps down. Good tackle by Francis. Keane might have got a nudge in the back. Likewise Francis. Lewis tries to pick it up. Plenty of pressure out there. But how unlucky were the Eagles when they had that break just about 3 minutes back when McEwen got the free kick. Could have been a certain goal. Then Collingwood goes up and gets one to Taylor. Plenty of time for them to come back. Thumping punch away by Manson. Shaw Well tackled. Ball spills for Manson. Tackled by Lamb. Manson again. Tackled by Lamb once more. Barwick. Kicks long over his shoulder. McKenna takes the hand pass from Rance. Lewis. Langdon. Will it bounce for him? It does. Lamb. Not too much distance with the kick to half forward. Gaper. Safe mark in defence. That's what Collingwood needed. It's past Heady. He's gone out wide. And Graham Wright doesn't let him down. In front of Langdon. Barwick on the run. Keeps going. Curley won't catch him. 65 metres out. Mammoth kick into the square. The mark taken by Guy McKenna. He's not wasting any time getting the ball moving. Great bump by Darren Mullane. In comes Brown. Collingwood lifting. Brown right on the boundary line. Back to Mullane likewise. Dacos nearly runs out of room. He's goal! Magnificent goal. Peter Dacos, the champ, 13-12 to 12-10.
Well, I can't believe that goal from Peter Dacos. We saw a great goal early in the game by Chris Lewis, but I think that goal certainly matched it. Kevin Brown making the most of that mistake there from Guy McKenna, and Collingwood certainly lifting. A banana kick, wrong side of the ground. That is magic stuff from Peter Dacos.
Well, we've seen two of the goals of the season today. Peter Dacos getting that one. No coincidence. Brown, Mullane and Dacos involved in that last goal. Shaw through the centre. Not a good kick. Hart's got it in traffic to Turley. Given the way they've played today, the Eagles will come back. Gafer, almost a spectacular mark. This Collingwood defence has been superb in the last 10 minutes. Morwood, win it again. To Francisca. A long thumping kick back towards the half-forward line. Starcevic, fickle bounce. Away comes Brennan. Boots it back towards the Eagle half-forward line. Heady's in front. Francisca superbly over the top, fisting away. Right. Has it at half-back. Back towards centre wing. Valiant attempt to mark there from Francis. Controlled the half volley and got it out of bounds.
I feel the game swung the other way again, Dennis, too, in this last couple of minutes.
Momentum is back with the Magpies. There's the time remaining. Keane wrestling. Mainwaring, an opportunity now. The Eagles need a goal. Mainwaring back into the forward line. Sumich is in front. McEwen comes over the top. And out of bounds goes the fist. There is no question the West Coast Eagles have proved today they can play in this company, particularly at VFL Park. They're going to be hard to beat from here on in, regardless of the outcome today. Not a good hand pass from Kelly. Malaxis will get a free kick on the 50-metre line. Plays on quickly. Lamb down towards Sumich. Knocked away by McEwen. It's out of bounds and will be thrown in. Boundary throw in. Michael Malthouse looking pensive. The margin is 8 points. They need to make something here. Langdon, the snap is good.
2 points the difference. What an amazing finish to the qualifying final. 13-12 to 13-10.
Sure is, Pete. Not to be denied the West Coast Eagles. Great stuff. Carl Langdon getting that snap from the boundary throw in. Let's have a look at the replay again. Laurie Kuhn, a tremendous tap down from him. And Carl Langdon without a real lot of pressure being applied by the Collingwood defenders.
So the next goal crucial in the qualifying final. Under 3 minutes left in the match. 2 points the difference, and that's what the West Coast Eagles got beaten by here when Melbourne got the better of them 2 years back. Crowd looking for a free kick, there was none. Must come out of the centre. Morwood. Lamb gets catted into by Wright. Kemp taken down. And it's going to be a bounce at half forward for the Eagles. 2:34 and counting. Can the Eagles get the next goal?
Terrific finals pressure there from both sides, but tackling fantastic.
Crowd certainly getting its money's worth this afternoon. Keane taps down. Turner, short kick. Mainwaring, will it sit for him? It does, over the top. Got to get it down quickly. Brennan's kick to half forward. Waterman ducks the tackle, ducks 2 tackles. Can he score a goal? He's missed. Shades of Murray Winstead. 2 minutes left. 1 point the difference.
He swung the ball across his body there too, Dennis. He probably had time to really settle and have a direct shot at goal.
It's a real nail-biting finish. Under 2 minutes left. It got static until he kicks back in, Ron McEwen. So no time wasted until the ball comes back into play. Goes for distance and gets plenty of it. Big pack of players there, thumped away by Manson. Chance for Turley. Mainwaring's kicks loose off the side of the boot, out of bounds on the floor, and that's a break that the West Coast Eagles did not need.
He gets hold of the ball just that fraction too long there, Chris Mainwaring.
And the clock continues to run. It's down to 1:33 now.
Good to see if we had a draw, Dennis.
Well, it's a possibility. Down the Eagles' end. Possession vital here on this next play. In front, Manson almost the mark. Francis keeps it going Collingwood's way. That could be the telling one. Brown got it to Norwood. He kicks towards half forward. Storming up the ground is Worsfold. He keeps it in front. Needs to release it and does. Oh, superb play. Kicked his head. We're down to 105. Turley through the middle. Long kick towards Heady. Krasiska misjudged it. Sumic nudged out of it. Mainwaring's got it. Kicks it down towards full forward. Keane is down there. Ball is running free. We're down to 50 seconds. Hard against the boundary line, the Lions. Robert Wiley gets into play. And we've got a boundary throw in.
He's helping Collingwood too, Dennis.
Old habits die hard. So we've got a boundary throw in the pocket. A goal here and the Eagles will win. We're down to 35 seconds. Behind and we've got a tie. Langdon hoisted high. Back goes Sumic and he's taken the mark. Oh, I don't think the Eagles can lose from here. It's a question of whether they can win.
Well, it's just a question of accuracy now from Peter Sumic.
Clock ticking down. He's in the wrong pocket. This could be a kick after the siren drop. He'll take his time.
The umpire's called time on here too, Dennis.
So the clock is frozen. It's 17 seconds. Now it continues to run. It's down to 14. If Sumic kicks the goal, the Eagles are into the second semi-final. Peter Sumic. Missed. It's a tie.
It'll be a draw.
It is a tie. There's the siren.
It's a draw. A sensation. A draw. Now, don't ask me where that leaves us. Laurie Keane shakes his head. I think the only people rubbing their hands would be at Jolly.
I think it leaves us with a busy weekend next weekend.
13-12 apiece. Shades of 1977 when North Melbourne tied with Collingwood in the grand final.
What a game. What a game.
Yes, that was a real pressure match, a real finals type game. They did themselves well, the West Coast Eagles. They proved to everyone that they can play football with the best of them, as Dennis said in the commentary. And Collingwood really were under pressure right throughout the match. A couple of goals by Brian Taylor saved them in that final term. But I think really the West Coast Eagles did deserve to win that match.
I suppose by the draw, Bernie, neither side has done their finals prospect much good, because they're now going to play an extra game to decide the winner.
Yeah, well, that's true, Pete, but I think both sides probably would have got out of the game pretty well injury-wise.
All right, well, we're stunned. I guess everybody in the crowd of 57,000 is too. A draw in the qualifying final at VFL Park, 13-12 each.
Shooting's a great sport because I'm always competing against myself as well as other competitors. That's what makes it good for me. It requires timing, concentration, and breath control. As a precision sport, it's being able to hit a very small target 60 times in a match.
Last month, as Miss Lucy Dawson returned home from work, her boyfriend Ross finally popped the question. Luckily, Lucy was insured with Amy, who, unlike most insurance companies, believe if you've held a rating 1 for the last 3 years, you deserve to keep it for life, which all goes to prove.
Watch the new Qantas commercial just before Saturday's AFL Grand Final telecast. And you could win a holiday for 2 just by naming 3 of the featured countries. The new Qantas commercial on Channel 7, the one to watch.
All right, let's go. Come on, we're drinking.
Stop yourself here.
All right, take a taxi. Every time he gets the ball. Yeah, bad.
Stop yourself here.
Can't, mate.
Stop yourself here.
There's alcohol in your blood?
Well, we'll stop you here. Think of every police car as a booze bus.
Stay here, right?
And how those few drinks will cost you a hefty fine and maybe a year or more without your car.
Father's Day is just around the corner, so get into Mitre 10 and save Dad with great gift ideas like these. Stanley 13-piece screwdriver set, $27.45. 1300-watt NRG circular saw, $79.
They burst through the banner and out they come. A team of champions if ever there was one. And right behind them, yes, the driving force behind the team. It's just a perfect combination.
What a Carlton, thanks.
Collect the next in the official 2000 Olympic Torch Relays 16-pin series today with a token in your paper. The Herald Sun.
Next week, yes, someone does live here.
It's creating a health hazard to the residents around the area.
It's a real-life house from hell.
We have to virtually get volunteers amongst our garbage staff. They have to get dressed up in effectively spacesuits.
And the neighbours have had enough.
We know of one person has had to actually sell her house and move.
But no one is prepared to do anything about it. Plus, a young boy sleepwalking that has the whole town on edge. Melbourne's Today Tonight, 6:30 on 7.
Question for you, Jared. What do these players...
It's a bit late for trivial to shoot.
No, it's not too bad. What do these players have in common? Ian Collins, Robert Walls, Ian Robertson, our own Robbo, Alex Jesselenko, Peter Jones, John Nichols, Serge Silvani, and Alec Epps, Batty Davis, Ken Fletcher, David Shaw, Paul Sproul, to name but a few. What do they have in common?
Well, I imagine they've got a lot of things in common. Probably they all wore the Ron Barassi super boot that was very much sought after in the 60s. And would it be the 67 or the 68? They played in the 68 Grand Final, didn't they?
Correctamundo. The 1968
Grand
Final.
I was actually going to say sharp elbows when you started with Ian Collins, Robert Walls.
Yeah, Robbo. Oh, that's a bit harsh. But yeah, the 68 Grand Final. Essendon had another fantastic year. Finished top, 16 wins. Carlton wasn't far behind them, 15 and 5. But this must have been a sensational day because the crowd at the MCG, 116,000 they packed in there.
It's an amazing crowd, isn't it? And probably we'll never see it again. I guess up at Stadium Australia they're going to get enormous crowds in a couple of weeks, but then it'll be reconfigured. But the MCG, I don't think you could have that sort of crowd these days with all the constraints, I suppose, with behaviour, etc., etc. People were crammed in on top of each other, which was fantastic.
Now, I mean, the limit is, I understand, 97,500.
Yes, so
that's just been
the safety regulations, etc. But just a little, when you're watching this show, just a little bit of an insight. I think Ian Collins went into this match with a broken jaw, and they went to great lengths to keep it quiet because Collo handed out a few broken jaws.
Well, you were talking about elbows before, weren't you?
But imagine that if it had got out. I mean, he would have been whacked very quickly. I mean, they were the days when people used to, I mean, it was a far more violent game in those days. And I think another thing of interest as we look back at these great grand finals, one thing was missing from grand finals in those days that is very much a big part of a grand final today. The Norm Smith medal.
Correct, yeah.
And, I mean, some of the great players that haven't been recognised, I think Terry Wallace and Robert DiPietro, they would have tossed the coin for the grand final for Hawthorn in, what was it, 1976? Was it 76?
That was Dipper's first, wasn't it?
Dipper's first grand final was a 17-year-old. Peter Russo also a 17-year-old, and I think Plough was just 18. Dipper may have been 18 also. But in this one, Robert Walls and Gaddy Crane, I think, were two players that would have fought it out for the Norm Smith medal. And if they had have done them retrospectively, like they did Brownlow's, it would have, I think, a pretty big impact on the way players are viewed and their careers are viewed publicly.
I can see a program coming up next year.
Retrospective.
Sponsored by Quicksilver, the retrospective Norm Smith medalist. Can we just be sensible for a moment? 1968 was also a big one for Ronald Dale Barassi because it was his first flag with Carlton. And in fact, this too was a bit of a drought breaker for the Navy Blues. They hadn't won one since 1947. So let us see how they did it back in 1968.
This looks like a practice session of end-to-end kicking, Butch. It's going from one end to the other.
Throw in Nichols and McKenzie again, both great players. Nichols gets it down to Silvani. Silvani tackled by McKenzie. And a free kick to Serge Silvani.
I think we summed this up pretty well early when it would be a battle of backlines.
Oh, McKenzie's very weary there. A short
Silvani,
one.
a short one towards Crane. Whoa!
Well, he couldn't do anything else.
Oh, he must have thought that was the Sydney Express coming at him.
He had to make an effort, sure.
I'll tell you what, I would have been up in the grandstand.
Carlton still holding the play up a lot. Keselenko punches it towards the boundary line. So they're just playing percentage football, just hanging on. Only 7 points though, and we've seen some remarkable things happen in these final series. There's another punch by Nichols, a double hander that time. Over towards Eppers. Eppers going the wrong way. Now goes back towards the fence. Kicks out towards the centre wing as a chance for Crane from behind his mark. He's been a very good player today.
I'll tell you what, let's give a rap to Alec Eppers in his final game. He's playing magnificently on that back line. There's Crane. He's looking for a lead there, but it's off the side of his boot. Over the line on Carlton's half-forward flank on that outer side. We've been playing right on 19 minutes into the final quarter. There they go, up they go. It's knocked away here. A chance for Crane. Oh, he goes over. He scrambles the ball out to Silvani. Silvani and everything in the last half. Kicks it forward. Shark by Eppers once again. Eppers going for a bit of a run. He steadies. It's a long kick up towards centre half forward. They fly high. No mark. Taken here by Gosbury. Runs into trouble. Gill tries to get out. Taken by Peter McLean. A hand pass back there to Noonan.
Noonan to get the free.
Oh, he wasn't waiting either. Noonan plays on straight away. Kicks down forward.
Oh, no, a horrible thought just entered my mind. Could it be a draw?
Breton has kicked 3. He's kicked 3 goals. Wesley lost claim. He touched that ball, but the umpire says I'm paying the mark. Up comes Breton now. He's only 20 yards out on a slight angle. He's put it through. 1 point the difference.
That's 1 point the difference now.
Well, I said.
I couldn't hear you, Mike, with the roar of that crowd.
8-5 to 7-12. 1 point the difference.
Oh, 20 minutes into the last quarter. 117,000 people here at the MCG.
That's a record of all time.
Yes, 117,000.
The ball back in the centre now. It's 1 point the difference in this 68 grand final.
Umpire Jeff bounces the ball. Players come in. Nichols gets up there with McKenzie. Neither gets a tap down. A chance here for Manari. He loses the side of the ball. Through they come. McLean gets his feet into it. It's out towards the wing position on the member stand side. It's a Carlton mark, all right.
Croswell.
Players are scrambling on there, but Croswell will take the mark. He'll be given the kick.
Oh, they need a goal badly.
Croswell on the wing position on the member stand side takes his kick. Not a bad one. The players set themselves up. They go. The ball hits the ground. Here's a go for Pryor. Kekovic comes in there. In comes Gerlach. Gerlach swings around and gets his kick back to the half-back flank. Over the line it goes, and there'll be a throw-in.
Oh, this is grand final stuff for you.
21 minutes gone of the final quarter.
It's taken 3 quarters to see this pressure really applied.
Up they go there. Nichols goes up high for it. Down to the ground it comes. A chance for Manari. Gets one in the back. He's paid it. Paid it to Manari. And Manari's within kicking distance.
Oh, he's
yes,
a long way out, Mike.
He's 55 yards out. He should be able to kick it, Butch, in the goal square. Kekovic being closely watched by Charlie Payne.
Big Jones in the pocket, moving into the square now.
Manari comes up to take his kick. Puts his boot behind it. It's travelling long. It's swinging off, however. They set themselves, up they go, touch through, one behind. 2 points in front, Carlton.
Oh, that was a beautiful kick, too, under the pressure. Beautiful kick.
8-5 to 7-13, 2 points only the difference. Up comes Charlie Payne, kicking out to the flank.
Here's a go, oh!
Shaw takes it, dashes away, kicks in towards centre half forward. Gosper and Collins. Collins mark.
Oh, well played. Boy, that was a pressure mark. That's a mark that could win the game. His kick travelling down forward. Quirk comes out there. Up they go. It's knocked over the line. And there'll be a throw-in on Carlton's half-forward flank on that outer side. Nichols comes in with Mackenzie. They've got renewed vigour. It's so close. A tap down. It goes to Chandler. Chandler kicks up towards the pocket. Here's the danger man. Nichols coming out once again. He's still going around. Eventually gets his kick. It's at centre half forward for Carlton. And Fletcher will be paid it. He's paid the push.
It was a dangerous move of Alec Epperson, but he had nowhere else to go.
He's either played the push or the mark. Oh, Fletcher comes right across the ground towards the member stand flank. Gerlach's there on his own. Up it goes towards Davis. Davis tries a short one in here. It doesn't come off, however. Picked up here by Ellis. Ellis up to the pocket. Here's a goal. They fly.
Listen. He's on a very acute angle.
Breton is 45 yards out.
It should have passed it, Mike.
45 yards out, Breton. He's hard up against the boundary line. Kicking to the scoreboard in goal. Can he put it through?
Very cool in his approach.
Pressure right on this kid. Oh, he's gone around a bit. He kicks. The result?
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds in the forward pocket.
Well, that gives them a chance to score now. What's the time? Sorry, I can't help myself.
8-5, 53 to 7-13, 55. 2 points the difference in Carlton's favour with the ball right in the Essendon's forward pocket.
And 23 and a half minutes of the final quarter gone. The throwing takes place. The players sit themselves. Nichols and McKenzie go for it. McKenzie gets a tap down. There they go. But it's taken by Lofts. Lofts kicks it high to the flank position on the outer side. A go here. It's taken by Crane. Carlton out of trouble. Crane had better get his kick. He does so down to the half-forward flank on the outer side. The ball bounces. Knocked away here by Williams. Williams and Quirk going for it. Quirk falls on top of it. Can he recover? Yes, he does so.
He's got to get a free kick.
Down. And Shaw looks disgusted.
Oh, it was an obvious free kick.
But oh boy, what a grand final. What a grand final.
2 points the difference.
Quirk will send this way down. Up he comes to take his kick now. Puts his boot into it. It's a good kick too. It's floating in. Kekovic is in there. He's marked.
Kekovic is marked, no worries. And he's on his left foot here, about 40 yards out.
Oh, it's a good 40 yards.
45, yeah, but look, Mike, that what I reckon is the angle, and he's kicking left foot.
Let's see, he's kicked 4. This will make him the hero with the Carlton fans if he can steer this one through. 45 to 50, I'd say. Well, it's a fair distance. But he's on his right foot, as Butchgall pointed out. Up he comes, concentrating, puts his skip in, puts his boot into it. It's on its way. It's offline. It's out of bounds in the forward pocket on the outer side. Carlton kicking to the Richmond end.
Oh, under conditions. The wind, I feel, has dropped a little bit, Butch.
We're into time on. We're into time on. Almost 25 and a half minutes gone as the throw-in takes place. There they go. McKenzie gets up high. Here's a chance for Charlie Payne to pick up. Payne has it. He's tackled by Jesselenko. The ball goes forward. Oh, players lose sight of it. Shaw to Eppes. Eppes now over to the wing position on the outer side. Gills from behind.
No, the man in front.
He's playing it close. Close on the wing position on the outer side. Up he comes to take his kick towards centre half forward. All pressure here. Lofts.
Wonderful mark. A wonderful mark.
Oh, boy, oh, boy. 26 minutes gone. Ron Barassi's down on the fence now as we wait for Lofts to take his kick. Up he comes, he favours the drop kick. It's a good one. It's over the centre. The players set themselves priors in there. Oh! Chandler! Chandler has marked. Can Carlton hang on? Up comes Chandler to take his kick. It's going forward. They come out to meet it. They fly. Jones!
Had it all the way.
Jones is 50 yards out directly in front.
Oh,
a goal here. And it'll be Carlton's grand final, I feel, if he can steer this through. Don McKenzie comes in trying to upset him. well within kicking distance. 50 yards out, directly in front, kicking to the Richmond end. Peter Jones needs a big hoof, puts his boot behind it, it's offline. Out of bounds. 1 point, out of bounds.
Look at Big Nichols moving into this one.
That's
I
out of
bet he
bounds.
tries to grab it.
Out of bounds in the forward pocket on that outer side. There's a throw in. Nichols is there. Up goes Mackenzie. Mackenzie gets a tap away. It goes to Quirk. Here's trouble. Quirk over his shoulder. It's a funny old kick. It doesn't travel much distance except up and down. In comes Mackenzie, but it's taken by Crane. Crane now dives into the pocket once again. There'll be another throw in that forward for Carlton on the outer side. The forward pocket for Carlton on the outer side.
They've got to keep it down there.
27.5 minutes almost gone. There's a throw in. In they come. Pryor does battle with Nichols. Cross it goes here towards Kekovich. He's in trouble. Picked up by Croswell. 1 point. Oh, boy.
I don't know how their nerves are going out there, but I'm just about shattered. Here's a short one out here towards Evans. Evans will mark quietly and safely. Plays on. Short one, and Silvani there. Hits over. Can't quite get it. Croswell comes through. Gives it to Quirk.
Oh!
And pushing through now.
Robertson loses control of the ball. Barry Davis is still going. He goes to the ground. There'll be a ball up.
Should have been a push to back to Davis.
A ball up. Are these boys weary? Oh, believe me, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Going on to 28.5 minutes gone now. There they go, the bounce of the ball. Nichols goes up there with Mackenzie. It's going to go over the boundary line. It's on Carlton's half-forward flank on the member stand side. Where is Croswell playing? Oh, golly's bobbing up everywhere.
Throw in now on the centre wing with the time ticking away in the 68 Grand Final. Mackenzie and Nichols. They punched it over towards Davis. Mackenzie takes it. The kick's smothered. He tries
the
to
neck.
wrestle.
The neck to Mackenzie. Siren's gone. The siren's gone, has it? Yes. Look at this. We couldn't hear the siren. Carlton are premiers. 8-5, 53 Essendon. Carlton 7-14, 56. Carlton are premiers. And look at this. Look at it. 21 years since the premiership.
I had an accident and I broke my back, so it'll be a wheelchair for life. Gutted, desolate, empty, crying, distraught, no future. It was momentously bad. Time heals, and if you don't move on, you lose life. Life's not about a training run. It's not about coping. It's about getting out there and taking it and grabbing it by the horns and just living it. Yeah, living it.
Broken clear, a long 60-metre bomb, big pack forms in the goal square. Oh, what a grab! What an absolute screamer! Oh, that's got to be grab of the year.
What a Carlton, thanks.
Welcome to Telstra, this is Dean. How can I help you?
We've got a whole range of products and services.
We have stuff like, Message Bank. A lot of customers have the internet these days and they're tying up the line. Message Bank's great there. You won't miss any of your calls while you're playing around on the net.
There's more than one person calling in at once. We can take all those calls at once.
It's only $5.50 for the month, and you can use it as much as you like.
Give us a call, I can help you.
Thanks for calling Telstra. Bye.
Ken Bruce has gone mad. Ken Bruce has gone mad.
Ken Bruce has gone completely mad! Our cousin Flacino's running the store, so grab hold of these Rigoletto. You fridges $4.89. You washers $3.49. You microwaves $99. You VCRs $1.99. Queen size mattress and bases from $2.49. Cheapo, cheapo, cheapo! And now there's rental. So don't be a goose. Rent from Ken Bruce.
All right, let's go.
Come on, would you
again.
Stop yourself here.
All right, take a taxi. Big Tommy gets the ball.
Here, Baz.
Stop yourself here.
Can't, mate.
Stop yourself here.
There's alcohol in your blood.
Well, we'll stop you here. Think of every police car as a booze bus.
Stay here, right?
How those few drinks will cost you a hefty fine and maybe a year or more without your car.
Father's Day is just around the corner, so get into Mitre 10 and save Dad with great gift ideas like these. Deluxe portable hose reel, $14.65. 700-watt Ryobi angle grinder power kit, $89.95.
Some of the great marks of the year as we welcome our viewers through ATN 7 in Sydney to 7's Footy Marathon. Gerard Healy is with me, and I've got to say, the great man is bearing up pretty well. You handling it all right?
Oh, it's been a fairly arduous task, Andy, as you have so rightly told everybody prior to, and for those Sydney viewers, there's been a very big week down here in Melbourne, but we're struggling through. But what about some of those marks?
Actually, you forget, don't you? I mean, I know it's a long season, almost 200 games of footy we've seen, but you forget some of the great marks that we did see earlier on in the year.
And I think sometimes we don't recognise in our highlights package some of the ones that are less spectacular, maybe not on top of somebody's shoulders, but Wayne Carey's one-hander, and I think Stephen Coops also plucked a one-hander as well, and Ramanaskus plucked a one-hander.
Oh, when he held him down, just, yeah.
But that one in the goal square, he just grabbed it. That would have taken just enormous
Now,
skill.
see, you've mentioned this because you've got a bit of a beef, haven't you?
I've got a beef.
I think you've mentioned this because you're upset that it is not amongst the contenders for Mark of the Year. I'll let you have your say,
right.
But first up, I think we might have a look at those marks that are contenders for Mark of the Year.
For your chance to win $20,000, who do you think should win the Channel 7 AFL Mark of the Year? Vote now for the mark you think is the best. The mark that receives the most votes will be awarded the Mark of the Year. Call 1902 555 777. Lines close at the end of three-quarter time in the Grand Final. Mark A, Tony Modra. Mark B, Dustin Fletcher. Mark C, Stephen Coops. Mark D, Jeff Farmer. Mark E, Matthew Robran. Good luck.
So what are you saying? Those that pick the contenders perhaps like the aerial supremacy?
Well, it was the All-Australian selectors picked out their 5, and I know that Kevin Bartlett and myself, they had a major blue with Neil Curley because we were...
I tell you what, the All-Australian selectors had a bad week, haven't they, with Shane Woden winning the Brownlow medal, and he doesn't get a berth.
Hasn't helped the cause.
No.
But I've got to say that a fairly heated debate about whether Wayne Carey's mark should have gone in it or not. And
that, to me, was just about the mark of the year, Carey's. I mean, that...
Well, it was unusual. It was... I remember Brendan Fuster. Remember he took that almost... slips catch type mark. That we thought that should have gone in as well, but once again we've been defeated. But Kevin Bartlett and myself, we put up a fairly strong argument, but we've gone down again.
The other one too, in a similar category, was the one from Adam Ramanauskas that just absolutely, he fended off his opponent, I think it was against the Kangaroos, and just plucked it, and it stuck with the one hand. But
what a year he's had, Ramanauskas. I mean, he was an unknown. He was kept down in the reserves to the VFL side last year. Kevin Sheedy wanted to make him earn his position, and earn it he has, and he's gone on second in the Norwich Rising Star, and he is just going to be a genius, I think, of a player. Great skill, great courage, and he's got a big day coming up.
Was high marking one of your greatest attributes?
Probably the day that I supported Ken Hunter, when he soared above the pack and put the Adidas long stops right in the back of my head where I can't really afford to lose much more. It's about the only time I ever figured in Mark of the Year.
Well, you could feature in this then, because let's sit back and relax and enjoy now some of the greatest marks of all time. And watch out for G. Healy supporting K. Hunter. You might just spot him.
Plays on immediately here, right deep down to the goal.
John Gill puts it under his boot up towards... Oh, look at Jezelenko! What a ripper!
Well, listen, he picks it right up into the... Oh, Patterson! What a beauty!
He gets the left foot to it, but it's across the face of goal. Right in towards that forward pocket, and a glorious mark to Irwin. Boy West chicken in towards the centre. Royce back. Wade from behind his left. Oh, look at
Gibraltar in defence all day. His kick coming on the member stand. Look at that! Kessel went up the mile.
Berg's hand. His pass out the wall. Oh! The drop kick has got a good one. It's off the side of the boot. It's the battle between Wade. Oh, what a ripper.
To the wing position on the member stand side. Oh, Jezelenko! You guilty! To the wing position on the outer side. Oh, there. Jezelenko, look at that!
Clifton now with the kick out of the half-back flank for Collingwood.
Oh, Greeny!
It's a high kick up toward the square. Over the top.
Man, what a mark!
Going towards Heath. Heath puts the ball down under him.
He's got across towards half forward for Collingwood. Up they go. Oh, take a mark. Pickett. His kick is not a good one. Across it goes. Oh, and Finler. Hughes screws it around. Up goes Moncrief. Once again, but Barker.
This is a chance now for Robert Smith. No.
And right towards the forward line. Hudson's put out of position. Oh, nice
touch. Not a very good kick, though, with a up. Oh, beautiful mark. What a mark. Oh, ripper.
Right up towards the centre of the ground. Barker, magnificent mark by Barker.
Sit down, looking for Peter Moore. Moore up.
Up towards Peter Knight at the back. He throws it. Well down towards the full forward zone. Back at the back.
Evans' kick up towards Robertson kicking up towards the full forward zone. Edwards trying to force his way through. Kick down towards Glendinning again. Oh, what a magnificent mark down there to Sheldon. Nice kick. Towards the centre. Oh, look at that magnificent mark by Teasdale. Matthews still on the ground though. The mark of the day.
Quarter, Wells' kick sailing goalwards into... Oh, look at the Zosto, mark of the year!
A goal. At the back. What a mark.
Particularly late in the game.
Oh, look at that from Mark by Rain.
He folds it, get the ball moving. Madden up high. Oh, what a mark. Oh.
Towards Brown and Capper. Oh, there's Capper again. How about that?
Forward. Banks up. Great mark by Banks.
The full forward position. The back is Gavin. Oh. How about that for a mark?
What a mark.
He's up forward, but here they go again. Oh, what a to Tommy Elvin. And a long kick. Up. Oh, look at that mark.
His kick is not a long one, up towards the left half forward.
Long looking for Jackson. Adler. Oh, boy. What a mark.
Piece of golf. Chapman's got to sit here. And look at him go. What a mark. What a great mark.
Was knocked back.
Good mark.
There's a great mark. Is that David Grant?
It is, yeah. I don't think the breeze has a lot to do with it, Lou, but whatever there is, magnificent mark to McKeon.
One of the best kicks in the Essendon side. Into the 10-metre square. What a mark to Izzard. What a mark.
Sure on the right foot, a high ball.
Up the... Oh, have a look at that for a mark. Oh, Brinker. McClure in front. Langford at the back. Oh, what a mark to Bradley. Long in towards Capper in the square. Capper at the back. Got the simple mark. What a grab. He loves those from the behind.
Great play, out wide, half-back flank.
Oh, what a mark. Is it a goal? No. Oh, what a mark. He's kicked to half forward. Starcevic. Oh, Silvani.
Runs up towards centre wing. Chip pass intended for Burns.
Way to the left foot. A quick kick out of defence. It's 2-on-1, and what a mark.
Pity the crowd wasn't bigger tonight. It was worthy of a final-size crowd.
Whoa! A sensational mark by McCarthy.
It's back into their forward zone.
With a long kick. What a mark.
To half forward.
Shepard! What a mark.
Brereton was well held by Laffey, but Abbott has played exceptional.
Thank you very much.
He gets it again and kicks it high to full forward.
And what a mark by Mick Dwyer.
Martin from centre wing.
What a leap by Honeybuck.
Centre wing.
Oh! Rich! From 55 metres, set sail for goal. A long high one. Oh, what a mark!
Rendell hooks it back in front of goal. Here's danger for North Melbourne. Lynch! A brilliant mark over the...
Runs his kick inside 50. Huge pack of players. Adler. Well, as he come down with that mark, that is an amazing grab.
He's got caught out of position. Now Manson takes front position.
Oh, brilliant mark. Great mark by...
His kick down towards half-forward flank. Mitchell!
Whoa! What a mark, Michael Mitchell!
Dean Rice to half forward, but Winmar! What a mark!
It's a chance. Ryan a long kick.
Bell with a leap!
And Hawthorn just one behind.
A lane, a big mark.
McEwen and Stoneham.
Ablett, great mark!
Straight down the centre.
Oh, Winmar! Oh, what a mark! Sensational!
They're drifting it now to the half-forward line. Ablett will be the player! Great mark!
Oh, Hugo! Oh!
Bennett.
Unloads with the long ball. Huge kick. Down towards the square. Tompkins in a magnificent grab. Mark of the day.
Kicks it nicely from a 1 or 2 metre start. Oh, look at that! A Kepper!
Who had a good third quarter.
Irving or Somerville!
Chance for North. Up towards the edge of the goal square. Allison.
A mark!
Another opportunity. Simpson's long kick. Kick it!
Oh, what a mark!
Kicks it into that far side. Oh, what a mark! Dale Lewis, mark of the day. Langdon pressure, not bad. Grant's kick across his body. Winmar! Oh!
He's on the wing and he boots it down towards half forward. Kick it in this situation.
Oh!
Loves it.
Al Higgins on the 1-2. Not a bad kick to Love. Wanganeen's beaten Love. Oh, great mark. Oh, splendid effort by the 18-year-old.
Pace for himself and kicks it out to the wing. High! What a mark! Mark of the day, Darren Jarman.
Kick by him to centre half forward.
Oh, what a mark! Fantastic leap by Ridley.
Fantastic stuff as Spawn breaks towards the full forward. Oh!
The main wearing possibly the Eagles' best to the other side. Spectacular Turley.
Parsons, who had a quiet third term. I guess that Tony Shaw had a brilliant first half. Oh, courage shown by McLaughlin. A magnificent mark.
Well, Lowe goes for goal. Lockett goes early and takes a magnificent mark.
Takes it away. Very prominent early. Oh, McIntyre! Crowd really enjoying this.
Oh, what a mark by As the kick from Larkin, Matthew Larkin. Oh, wide. I think it's a mark. Oh, look at that by Longmire.
Gets it back. Cooper kicks inside the 50. Dunstall's the target again. What a spectacular mark by Pittman in from the side.
And off the left foot. Centering kick. What a mark! Oh! Brilliant. Gives it his best.
That is the mark of the year.
And the mark taken by Steve Lawrence at left half back. Gee, not too much on offer. And he kicks up towards the centre wing. Oh, what a mark! Goodness. That's mark of the year.
Big climb by Somerville, but no mark. Offhand to Harding. Hoisted high, short of the goal square. Courage needed here.
Steve Paxman coming into the side at the expense of Zanotti. Oh, Lynch! What have you done?
Alarm bell sounding for North Whaley forward in this term. Stevens towards centre half forward. What a spectacular mark by Waterman.
But competitive. He's kicked to about 30 metres. Oh, yeah!
Formerly with Box Hill, Northern Knights. Oh! Mr. Lark! What a mark. Rossi's line as he lifted.
Tony McGuinness brings her back. Motter at the back. Oh! Motter! Campbell reported. McKay. Oh!
Kick out wide. Get McAdam from.
On centre wing now. Inside 50. Salmon territory. Kelly up over the top. From a standing start. Bombs it in. Oh, Smith! What a mark! 55 metres out. Good kick. Oh, what a mark! Mark of the year. Mark of the year in the last round.
Rogers kicks inside the 50. End to end. What a mark!
Off the boot, reasonable, but fading away. Big fly by Abraham. Magnificent. Oh, what a mark at Johnson. Blows the target. And
Some of the greatest marks of all time. We're going to take a break, but stay with us because we've got some great footage still to come.
Last month, as Miss Lucy Dawson returned home from work, her boyfriend Ross finally popped the question. Luckily, Lucy was insured with Amy, who, unlike most insurance companies, believe if you've held a rating 1 for the last 3 years, you deserve to keep it for life, which all goes to prove.
First time I got into a race chair and pushed 100 metres, every muscle in my back and my chest felt like they were going to explode. The racing chair is like putting on a fantastic pair of runners and taking off with the wind. It gives me the chance to go as fast as I possibly can. I decided that I wanted to dominate the piece of equipment that was under me and not let it rule my life.
What sort of person are you in the morning? One that's easily irritated? Well now, new Nivea for Men aftershave balm soothes and moisturizes your skin after every shave. New Nivea for Men aftershave balm for men who dare to care.
Watch the new Qantas commercial just before Saturday's AFL Grand Final telecast. And you could win a holiday for 2 just by naming 3 of the featured countries. The new Qantas commercial on Channel 7, the one to watch.
Woo! Relax. I'm a pro.
White ice, mate.
Collect the next in the official 2000 Olympic Torch Relays 16-pin series today with a token in your paper. The Herald Sun.
Father's Day is just around the corner, so get into Mitre 10 and save Dad with great gift ideas like these. Stanley 13-piece screwdriver set, $27.45. 1300-watt NRG circular saw, $79.
Seven's broadcast of the Olympic Games will be brought to you by Ansett and Victoria Bitter.
Forget the time. This is all about courage.
Watch our team take on the world. Channel 7, Australia's Olympic Network.
1979 was a very memorable year, and I guess you spoke earlier in the night about the Norm Smith medal.
Yep.
And 79 was the first year of the Norm Smith medal. Oh, do you want tea, or what are you alluding to there? The shoes.
Sorry. I beg your pardon. I know it's your table.
That's unbelievable. I mean, by all means, relax. Well, why not, I suppose we can do. I'll do exactly the same. Can I get back to 1979?
And the Norm Smith medal.
And the Norm Smith medal. Wayne Harms. You talk about classic pieces of footage.
Yep.
Probably the knock-in, the knock-back in by Harms would go in that category, wouldn't it?
Has to, and I think it's still debated at length by Collingwood supporters. Did it go over the line? Did it not go over the line? And the rule is that the ball has to go completely over the line. Is it not?
Our producer, Terry Digby,
Terry's back,
has just said into my earpiece, because he's a Collingwood man, daylight robbery. He said he was so far out he had to pay to get back in, which I think is a bit hard.
Yes, but Terry has...
Teddy
is recognised as one of those demented Collingwood supporters that has never got over the 1966 Grand Final.
Let alone 1979.
But I think the Norm Smith medal, as you alluded to, it would be great to go back and do a retrospective show outlining who were the great Norm Smith medals. In fact, maybe we could give that task to Teddy for next year. But it was great that, I guess, that Wayne Harms, who is he related in some small way to Norm Smith?
He is related, yes. Now, I don't know if it's nephew or what. I'm not too sure, but he's definitely related. Just the other point, too, about this game, the last game for Jezza. Coach.
Yes, and for memory, he finished in the change rooms.
That is correct.
He dragged himself.
Yes.
Or maybe it was Percy Jones who was coaching the side.
Didn't he do the ankle?
Yeah, he went over on the ankle and he finished up the race.
Yeah, I think you're right. I reckon he finished down in the rooms. But let's go back to 1970.
Which is quite amazing when you consider, I mean, he's the coach, captain coach. Was he the last captain coach, or was that Honor Blighty?
I think it might have been the bloke that normally sits here.
Yeah. But, I mean, it was such a close grand final. It's quite intriguing that the coach was up the race. And he just said to the players, OK, it's up to you.
5 points was the eventual margin, and we'll see how they got home.
Once again, Moore and Mackay. I think we'll have another ball up down there too, as they can't get it clear.
Well, you wouldn't want to be up there for any money amongst that mud and amongst all those players going in so desperately at the moment. Up it goes. Knocked out by Moore, grabbed by Olsen off the side of his boot, pushed back in out of Buckley, trying to get clear. He's out, he fires, but he's kicked it out of bounds, I think. Or maybe 1 point. So they've got a lead of 22 points now, Carlton, and it's going to be very hard for Collingwood to peg them back, because both sides very tight. It's been a hard slogging game. That first 10 minutes, I don't think I've seen anything like it in my life for an opening of a grand final.
They'd be pretty tired at the moment, Lou.
Both sides, and a lead of 22 points is equivalent to about 6 goals. Waiting now for the ball to come back into play. We're at the 2.5-minute mark, so there's a long way to go. And if Collingwood are good enough, of course, they can win this game. There's a long kick back into play, well up towards the centre of the ground. Rene King taken off the bank by Buckley. Buckley's been a very good player. There's a chance for McClure at the back. He got up pretty high, but well marked there by Billy Ficken down there in the back pocket. Well, he's getting up to have a go at him. I wouldn't worry about that. A hand pass coming over to Byrne. Byrne kicks the ball long. Going after it now is Moore and Fitzpatrick. They're both showing plenty of pace. It'll beat them both, I think, and it's pushed out of bounds. That was good play on the part of Fitzpatrick. At least he's kept it well within the range of the Carlton forward line. It's about half forward for them. Knocked out by Fitzpatrick, grabbed by Anders, has a bit of trouble getting it up. A hand pass coming over to Olsen. Olsen with a long kick up there towards the full forward zone. Southby in front. Out it goes to Shaw, but he gets a touch of the fumbles. Edwards has got it now. He's getting away. A hand pass back to Carlson. Another one back there in the forward pocket of Shaw. He fires, he slips. Bad luck as he tries to pick it up. There's Klump trying to break through the pack. And it's out of bounds. Umpire said dropping the ball against him, I think.
Oh, gee. That's what he said, Luke.
That's what he said. He said you dropped it. By golly, you hardly touched it. Rene King's got the kick. He's right on the boundary line. You can see the goals. This is a difficult shot. If he gets this one, I'll make it at 16 points the difference. And it should liven Collingwood up. He turns around, fires as he put it through. He's off target and through for 1 point. So it's 21 points the difference at the 4-minute mark of the last quarter of the 1979 Grand Final. Coming to you live through Channel 7. There's that kick again. Slips over you. Watch Klopp. He gets a free kick against him here.
Well, they did. The
umpire was right.
Okay, ball on the half-back line now, and it's driven up towards the centre wing position. No mark played by the umpire as Ireland tries to get it out to Magro. Magro's long hand pass is taken by Kink at half forward. Kink looking for someone a little bit nearer the goals, but McConville's there and taps it over his head to Southby. Jeff Southby, not a good hand pass from him, put Armstrong under plenty of pressure, but he gets around two opponents. Well played, Barry Armstrong. Towards the boundary he goes and finds Robert Klomp. Klomp looks for Buckley, but it's smothered and out of bounds. Collingwood still in the match, but the Magpies have certainly got the job in front of them. As Bob Skilton mentioned, the players would be pretty tired right now as we await the boundary throw-in. Fitzpatrick gets it down. He's been rucking very well today, and he'll be in line for the Norm Smith medal to be presented at the conclusion of the match. Morris, soccer tactics, almost a free kick against him as it goes to Anderson and Magro. Magro from half forward, not a long kick by the Collingwood back pocket player who's now seemingly on the ball. Knocked away by Davis. Out towards Lee Carlson at left half forward. In he comes. Carlson gets his second, but well smothered by Rod Austin. That was beautifully done. And the boundary throw in the end result. So Collingwood can't seem to do much right at the moment. As Carlton have got them tied up in knots. Fitzpatrick, Edwards, goes to Armstrong. A high kick doesn't cover 10 metres. No, the umpire said play on, and Edwards has caught with the ball, and so it's going to be a ball-up situation as Doyle and Fitzpatrick collared him simultaneously. 50 metres out from goal, roughly, as we await the ball up. Umpire Kevin Smith. Fitzpatrick to Armstrong. Good ruck play. Armstrong back and turn towards the centre wing position. Keogh on Ireland, and he got one for his corner. Right on the ear. Trevor Keogh. Looking for Mackay. In front and takes the mark. One of the best aerialists in the VFL, and he'll drive Carlton deep into attack, David Mackay. He's gone for the long kick, looking for McLeod. Picken! Oh, what a mark! The mark of the Grand Final. Look at that. What did you think, Lou?
Magnificent mark. A mark, the ball slippery. You thought it was a dry day. The ball back there to centre half back for Collingwood. Down it comes now. Magro playing in the centre. Drives it back over the centre position. Dill goes for the punch. There's Fitzpatrick backing up. Well, he's played a great game. A hand pass out to Austin. Having trouble picking it up, but finally picks it up now. Out towards Sheldon and Byrne. There's Barham flying too. Young doing the wise thing. Stays down. Picks it up. Goes for a pass. Looking out there for his teammate Johnson. He's found him. Johnson's kick is not a good one. In goes Morris. He goes down. Umpires found a free kick. It could go to Morris. And Morris to take that free kick towards the back pocket position. Carlton in front by 21 points. We're at the 7-minute mark, and both sides very tired. There's a mark to Edwards. Edwards and Kink have fallen out of the game. Kink came back a little bit towards the end of that quarter, but Edwards is a very good player early. Punched away by Carlton's Fitzpatrick. There's Buckley trying to get it out. In goes Banks, finally picked up by Keogh. Over to Jeff Southby, a short pass. It's okay, and Dill's got the ball now, and he'll set them going as he shoots it down there looking for his teammates. They're all flying. Down they go. Byrne gives a hand pass. Back to Morris out there at half back. Collingwood still tries. He tries to find Edwards. It goes off the top of his hand. Fitzpatrick gives it to Dool, and Dool drives it long back there towards the forward line. Punched away by Moore. And there we see breaking clear is Mackay. Mackay giving it over to Sheldon. He's grabbed. He's clear. A hand pass to Harms. And Carlton swinging to a tap up the full forward to mark the Billy Pickett again. He's played a mighty fine game for Collingwood too. Ball kicked out wide. Chance for Magro to mark. He's out there on his own. He's got a ton of room to move about with. Still, at the moment, 21 points in favour of Carlton. The ball out there on the wing for this Barron going for Roman. Can this fella go? Boots it up towards the forward pocket. Jezelenko and Shaw, the two captains. Down goes Jezelenko, and Shaw's there. He's grabbed by the leg. The umpire's found it. But that was a pretty wise move on the part of Jezelenko. He knew if he got away, it had an open run to goal. Now he's got to have a direct shot, Bob.
Well, it's possibly so, but I don't think Jezelenko realised that the ball was going to be picked up by McConville. Now we see Jezelenko and Shaw right on screen. A beautiful shot. As Shaw about to break away. Jezelenko making sure that he doesn't. And I don't think he realised that McConville was coming in.
Waiting on Shaw to have this shot from about 35 metres out, right on the boundary line. Not a bad sort of a kick. It's not coming around enough. And the difference is 20 points now at the 9-minute mark. Collingwood go to 7-11-53. To Carlton 10-13. 73.
So 20 points the difference as Jeff Southby prepares to boot the ball back into play. More up high. Anderson pursued by Francis. He fires at the goals. It's run off target though in towards the 10-metre square. Davis snaps for goal. That's coming around. Okay, it might be a goal. No. Yes, it is. Collingwood still in the match.
Last month, as Miss Lucy Dawson returned home from work, her boyfriend Ross finally popped the question. Luckily, Lucy was insured with Amy, who, unlike most insurance companies, believe if you've held a rating 1 for the last 3 years, you deserve to keep it for life, which all goes to prove.
The line got caught around my ankle and tore it off, ended up with my foot in the water and I was still on the boat. The challenges that you'll face with became almost a spur to keep you going. You just got to look forward and meet each challenge as it came. You know, I love sport just as much as I love being on the ocean, and to be able to play a team sport at high levels, it was just a great opportunity and something I didn't want to miss.
For your chance to win $20,000, who do you think should win the Channel 7 AFL Mark of the Year? Vote now for the mark you think is the best. The mark that receives the most votes will be awarded the Mark of the Year. Call 1902 555 777. Lines close at the end of three-quarter time in the Grand Final. Mark A, Tony Modra. Mark B, Dustin Fletcher. Mark C, Stephen Coops. Mark D, Jeff Farmer. Mark E, Matthew Robran. Good luck.
Land Cruiser Prado. It can cope. Can you?
Hello, welcome to Telstra. This is Yarraby. How can I help you? Yeah, Telstra's changing. It's much more competitive out there. We've got more to work with now. At the moment, we've got Easy Saver Plus. STD calls capped at $1.98. You're getting your local calls at 18.7 cents instead of 22 cents. We're more customer focused. We know what our customers want. We just got to give it to them. Come back because of Easy Saver Plus. Call me.
Woo! Relax. I'm a pro.
Light ice, mate. You better make that circle.
They discovered a secret that would change the world. But
first they have to survive.
I've got him.
Keanu Reeves, Oscar winner Morgan Freeman.
Who are you? I'm your friend.
The electrifying chain reaction. Tonight on 7.
Tonight,
A simple primate can do what no executive has ever done.
two guys, a monkey, and their secret for picking TV hits.
Tell me you're a genius.
Disney's hilarious premiere.
Television provides us with the answers.
The Barefoot Executive. Tonight.
Collingwood right back into the game again, and if they can kick the next goal, it'll really kick them along.
It's Moore and Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick got the tap out. Harms is there. It goes past him, but he was expecting the hand pass and didn't get it. Wearmouth. Away he goes, Ronnie Wearmouth, and Collingwood supporters haven't given up yet. Look at this little fella go. Ronnie Wearmouth straight through the glue pot, goes for the pass. Successful. Carlson. Lee Carlson, 55 metres out from goal, and he's directly in front. A chance to put the Magpies right back into the match, but it'd need to be a very good kick. In the goal square, Edwards and Davis. With Ray Shaw as we watch the kick. Look at that! It's a goal! Oh, what a great kick from Carlson, and the Magpies are back in the premiership fight. What a kick! The scores. Collingwood, 9-11-65. Carlton, 10-13-73.
Again on replay, a beautiful pass from Wearmouth to Carlson, and with the pressure that was on Carlson there, for him to go back and kick a goal, a real great goal.
11 minutes gone and 8 points the difference. Can the Magpies get up? Knocked out by Fitzpatrick. It goes out there now. A chance for Collingwood to get it clear. There's Magro. He's grabbed by his own man, Olsen. He's out. Olsen's in the way again. Olsen gets it out, but the umpire's going to ball. I don't think he knew it was Magro. He grabbed him, you know, then.
He could well have concussion, Lou, the whack that he got earlier.
Here it goes, Fitzpatrick and Moore. Finally, Moore is going to get a free kick against him, and it'll go there to Fitzpatrick out there towards the half-back line. Fitzpatrick ready to drive it deep down there towards that half-forward. There's Mackay coming out. This looks dangerous. Mackay at centre half-forward. They're in front by 8 points. 11 and a half minutes gone of the last quarter. There's a lead coming up there to McClure, and a great mark. He got away from Pickham that time. And he's well within kicking distance. He'd be about 40 metres out, if that. And McClure has already kicked 2 goals. They're in front by 8 points, Carlton. They were at, I think, 22 points in front at one stage of this quarter. McClure ready to sight the goals up. He knows this is a vital kick. Comes around too far. Umpire said through for 1 point. So the difference is 9 points now. 12 minutes gone, and every second counts in this game, and both sides mighty tied because it's been a tough slogging game. There we see the kick by Mackay, and a great mark by McClure in front of Billy Pickham that time. Ball out towards that half-back line. There's a chance for Rene King to pick it up. He's clear, a hand pass over to Anderson. And now it's Collingwood's turn to swing into attack. A long kick down there towards, there's the old reliable himself. And it's a good mark taken there, a little short of centre half-back by Jezelenko. 13 minutes gone.
Jezelenko playing in defence for the last quarter and a half. Anderson. McCormack in there for Collingwood, and umpire Kevin Smith decides to ball it up on the centre wing position, adjacent to the VFL emblem. Fitzpatrick to Klomp. And Klomp well shepherded. His kick up towards half forward. Morris is there. Johnston's there. He's caught. A hand passes to Harms. Back to Johnston. Danger for Collingwood as Johnston lines up the goals from 30 metres out, and he's missed. And so that makes the difference 10 points in favour of Carlton. 13 minutes gone in the quarter. Collingwood still live, but they now need 2 goals. Can they get them? 65-75. The VFL Grand Final through HSV and associated stations throughout Australia. Fitzpatrick. Wearmouth. Wearmouth driving Collingwood into attack now. Up towards Rene King. Oh, he spilt the mark. A chance for Klomp, but King's still in there fighting his heart out for Collingwood. Buckley. In comes little Anderson. Over to Wearmouth. Collingwood still fighting hard. Wearmouth up towards the full forward zone. Oh, great mark brought in by Peter McConville. That was a ripper. In he comes. He'll go around the boundary line. Olsen in the front posse. Fitzpatrick up high. Tried to tap the ball clear. It comes to Ireland. Over to Anderson. To Kink. He lines up the goals. It's sailing goalwards. The difference is 4 points. 4 points
through.
Race into Mitre 10 for a chance to win in our Great Ford giveaway. There's a Ford Explorer, XR8 Ute, or one of 40 great prize packs to be won. This Father's Day, if you want to make Dad's dreams come true...
We won the car. We won the car. All right, let's go. Come on, we're drinking.
Stop yourself here.
All right, take a taxi.
Every time he gets the ball.
Yeah, Baz.
Stop yourself here.
Can't, mate.
Stop yourself here.
There's alcohol in your blood?
Well, we'll stop you here. Think of every police car as a booze bus.
Stay here, right?
And how those few drinks will cost you a hefty fine and maybe a year or more without your car.
Returning from a meeting to find her brand new Barina in a bit of a bind, Jenny Scott reluctantly accepted assistance from a passing Samaritan. Fortunately, Jenny was insured with Amy and could take advantage of our new car replacement benefit. And in less than a week, she found herself in another brand new Barina, which all goes to prove.
For your chance to win $20,000, who do you think should win the Channel 7 AFL Mark of the Year? Vote now for the mark you think is the best. The mark that receives the most votes will be awarded the Mark of the Year. Call 1902 555 777. Lines close at the end of three-quarter time in the Grand Final. Mark A, Tony Modra. Mark B, Justin Fletcher. Mark C, Stephen Coops. Mark D, Jeff Farmer. Mark E, Matthew Robran. Good luck.
Collins is Lancer. Mitsubishi Lancer. Yeah. Coupe, sedans, wagons, 2 doors and 4 doors. Lots of Lancers. Yeah. Then there's MR. Lots of MRs. And all from Collins, Victoria's #1 Lancer dealer. Hits, wheels, spoilers, and sports instrumentation. We got the stock, we got the deals, we are Lancer. Collins Lancer.
Before my accident, my goal was to be the first female jockey to win the Melbourne Cup. There were lots of times that I thought it was so much easier to give up, but somewhere within me, I just couldn't let that happen. I wouldn't have been anywhere near I am now if I hadn't have decided to put so much work and so much determination into getting back to the road of recovery.
It's been a tough match, but at the business end, there's no stopping them. They're looking the goods. Oh, beautiful tap-on. They're away. This is sensational to watch. A real premiership performance.
What a Carlton, thanks.
Grand Final Day is coming to 7 at 8. Rise and shine as we kick off the festivities with a very special Grand Final breakfast. At 9, the last minute, with all the changes, events, and an in-depth look at what the players get up to before the big match. At 10:30, it may not be the big one, but the under-18s will be out to catch as much glory as they can. At 2, the one you've been waiting for. Essendon and Melbourne both chasing the elusive premiership. Grand Final Day action on 7.
Back to the centre, Fitzpatrick and Moore. It comes out to Olsen. He gets the ball back towards Collingwood's half forward. Has a chance, a good mark there to Barham. And Collingwood ready to go into attack. A hand pass down to Magro. Up there towards the full forward zone. Davis there, punched out by Jezelenko, and the ball is out of bounds in the forward pocket position. This crowd. Oh, Jezelenko's hurt his leg. That's bad news. He's limping badly. Don't tell me he's got to go off the ground, because that'll be a sad blow to Carlton. Up they go, the ball, this Dill trying to get out. It'll be a pile up here, and the umpire's going to play it safe and ball it up about 20 metres out from the Collingwood goal. Jezelenko in trouble there, bad trouble.
Well, Carlton a bit slow, Lou, to get somebody down into that back pocket.
Up it goes now, knocked out again. A chance for the Southby to clear it away. Out it goes there towards Young, it's out of bounds. It'll be a throw in from that half forward on about 50 metres around from the Collingwood goal. At the moment, Carlton are 4 points in front. And Jezelenko will be going off the ground.
And Marku coming back on, and looks like Brown coming off.
And the ball cleared away by Armstrong. Moore going up. McCormick trying to get it out. He's clear, and Collingwood going to attack again. The ball up there towards the full forward zone. Rene King setting himself. And the ball is falling, forced out by McConville. Out of bounds. Jezelenko coming up. He looks in pain too.
He's only got 17 on the ground because Brown's come off. Jesselenko you can see him being carried off the ground.
Well, Brown
not realising that he should be out there.
Okay, the ball back. There's the wrong man, Dill. A chance for Wearmouth to get it back to Barmer. Snap for goal, and what's the result? It won't make the distance. It'll go out of bounds. Nearly hit the line, but it's out of bounds, and a penalty free kick down there to Austin. Only 4 points the difference in favour of Carlton. Still a ton of time for anyone to win this game at the 16.5-minute mark as we wait now for Austin to bring the ball back into play.
Jesselenko getting a huge round of applause as he comes around the boundary line, but back to the play. Moore got high, tried for the screamer. It didn't work, though. Anderson grabbed. We're not in possession. He must get a free kick, surely. No. It's going Carlton's way, and it will be taken by Francis. Francis up from the back pocket, goes for the lock. Oh, that was the goal of the match. Although Harms didn't kick it, it was a remarkable piece of play. A remarkable piece of play. Let's watch the Jesselenko injury while we check the scores, and Jesselenko falling very, very heavily there. It's Collingwood 10-11, 71. Carlton 11-15, 81. Back to 10 points the difference.
Back to the centre now. Can Collingwood get back? Oh, he missed that more completely. There's a chance for Marcoux to get out. But he's grabbed, and the umpire will ball it up at centre field. A little bit down towards Collingwood centre half forward position. Carlton in front by 10 points. 18 minutes gone. Still plenty of time for the Magpies, if they're good enough. Carlton hanging on. Knocked out by Moore. Chance here for Ireland to get clear. He's in the mud pile there, and the umpire's going to ball it up. This time it's towards Carlton centre half forward. Only about 10 metres away from the centre. By golly, you can feel the tension up here in this commentator's box. Andrew Ireland goes for the punch. Pushed away again. There's a chance for Shaw. He picks it up. A hand pass to Morris. Another long one to Carlson out there on his own. He's in trouble. He's grabbed high around the neck, and the umpire's got a free kick.
He could have got 15 metres too, Lou.
I think he was acting a bit that time. Carlton in front by 10 points. Collingwood have got to get their game going. The ball comes back to Big Fitzpatrick. He dropped that mark. Edwards can't pick it up either. He piles on top of the ball. Dool and Fitzpatrick in there with him, and the umpire will ball it up at centre half forward, about 65 metres out from the Collingwood goal. That'd be about 1.5 miles if you're playing out there too. I'm not kidding. So it's back to the centre, back to the bounce. Moore and Fitzpatrick, they've had a great duel. Moore gets it out, but Olsen's in the way. Gets a short pass out there to Shaw, and Collingwood going to attack again. Down it goes. There's Brown going through. His kick is out wide. A chance for Marcoux to mark, and he does. Marcoux on the ground there out at half-back, and, of course, Jesselenko leaving the ground with a very painful leg injury. Ball kicked back towards centre field. A chance now for Francis to mark. He's been a darn good player for Carlton. Waiting on Marcoux to send them back into attack again. The ball falls short, and a good mark to Johnson. Got away from Morris, and he's out there a little short of the half-forward line. A long kick. And a good mark to Brewer, playing down there at half-back, or in the back pocket. I'm not quite sure where he's playing. Played most of his football on the attacking side of the ground. Rene Kink and Klomp, they both go for it. Down they go, and no one's giving up here as we see Johnson get it out. And the ball's driven back there to Harms, a hand pass. Out there to Armstrong, he's getting away, but he's attacked here by Brewer and also Andrew Ireland, who can't get a fair hand pass that time and goes for the boundary line, and it's out of bounds. 20 minutes gone, and still Carlton in front by 10 points, I think it is. We've got the policeman standing in front of the scoreboard over there, and we're at the 20-minute mark. That's the score. 71 plays, 81. 20 minutes gone, and still plenty of time if they're good enough, the Magpies. Stack up there, and the umpire player's going to ball up about, 40 metres out from the Carlton goal.
Well, if Carlton get the next goal, Lou, I think it's curtains for the Magpies. Collingwood must get the next one to keep their chances alive. It's on the Carlton half-forward line now as Marcoux tries to go after it. Picked up by Klomp. A short pass from Robert Klomp to Sheldon. This is danger. Sheldon, a short pass. But his man down there was covered. That was Harms. Olsen over to Wearmouth. Back to Brewer, and the Magpies can get it clear here. They want to get the run down the ground. Ross Brewer from centre half back. Brewer looking out there for Carlson, who's on his own, and Lee Carlson bursts away now. He'll drive Collingwood up into their attacking zone, but straight to Jet Southby, away from Banks. And ever reliable Southby taking the mark across the half-back zone for the Blues. Barham in front of Armstrong on that occasion, and the ball over the boundary line to be thrown back into play. About 80 to 85 metres from the behind post on Collingwood's right half-forward flank. Ruckman, Edwards contesting, but more over the top. No Collingwood small men there. Where are they? There's Magro. Dool right there with him.
A free kick, or is it a ball up? A ball up, says umpire Bill Dever, on Collingwood's half-forward line with 22 minutes gone. There's the Collingwood brain trust, Tommy Hafey and Ron Richards. I guess they'd be pretty worried at the moment. Collingwood need 2 goals. They need them quickly. They've got about 8 minutes in which to score them, I'd reckon, as long as Carlton don't score any. Fitzpatrick tries to get the ball clear of the pack. They're all having trouble down there. Marku comes out with it eventually and shoots out the hand pass. It wasn't a good one, and it's picked up eventually by Keogh. Keogh drives the Blues up to the centre wing position, looking for Johnston, who gets boot the ball very quickly, but he's put it out of bounds on the full. And the end result of that will be a penalty free kick to Collingwood's Ross Brewer. He's at right half back, Ross Brewer. A wobbly punt kick. Weirmouth in front. They still can't get it out of the pack. Olsen's there, Armstrong there. And likewise Mike Fitzpatrick, and it's the ball-up situation on the centre wing position on the outer side of the ground. 22.5 minutes have gone in the quarter.
And still 10 points in front, Carlton. Out there on that wing position. Moore goes for the grab. Couldn't pick it up. Keogh has a fresh air shot. It's Olsen driving it down there towards Rene Kick. He should have marked it. He tried to go for the big punch. And there it is, though. It'll be a ball up there. McConville pounced on him straight away. Thought he could have grabbed that, Bobby.
I think it must have been touched off the boot, Lou. I can't think of any other reason why Kink wouldn't have tried for the mark.
Ball comes back to Moore. Flops in there too. Weirmouth trying to get it. Went between Fitzpatrick's leg. He can't get it out. The umpire said a free kick to Carlton. And that's the one they want. We're 23 minutes into this last quarter. And they're still 10 points in front. By golly, it's been a tough game. And both these sides will be that tired. They're that tired now, as a matter of fact. They can only raise a gallop. And they're putting in superhuman efforts to keep themselves going. Out it goes there to the half-back flank. Mackay flies. Couldn't hold the mark, but the umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to McCormack out there on that half-back line. Time ticking away. The Magpies need 2 goals to win this match. Punched away by Dool. Back it goes out there to Johnson. A long kick. A good chance now for Brewer to take the mark. And Brewer takes it at half-back, looking for someone to give it to. But I'll try and drive it down there as quickly as I possibly could. That's a long kick out there towards the wing position. Ah, there's a good mark to Johnson. He's been a very handy player for Carlton today.
2 Collingwood players collided there.
They better get up quickly. One is Edwards too, I notice.
Other's Banks.
And the other's Banks. And the mark out to Armstrong. Armstrong out there on that wing position.
They're both still down, Lou, those
Well,
players.
Edwards hasn't moved, but there we see Armstrong going for a short pass. It was juggled there by Young, but he's got a bit of time to kick it. He finally kicks it over there looking for Buckley. Smothers it well. He's grabbed. He's collared. It'll be holding the ball against him. I think we've got to agree, Bob, both these sides have put up a tremendous performance today.
You've got to admire all 40 players.
Anyone that talks about the collywobbles today, well, they don't know what they're talking about, because both sides have fought it out well. We see a fresh air shot that time again by McConville, driven back by France, and a chance for Brewer to mark again. A hand pass to Moore. Collingwood trying to get it down there. It's a shocking kick off the side of the boot. Out it goes to Ricky Barham. He's away from his opponent. And look at him go. He's trying to bounce the ball. He's actually bounced. He got one in the back. It'll be a free kick to Ricky Barham.
A clever free kick, though.
We're at the 25-minute mark. It won't be a long quarter because there hasn't been many goals kicked for the quarter. 4 goals, so I'd say about 29. There we see him push him in the back.
No doubt it was a free kick that Dool desperate just to try and stop Barham.
The kick by Barham is up there, doesn't reach the distance. They all fly. They go high. A chance now for Olsen to get out. Is it Olsen out there? He finally gets it. He said he threw it. And he's not too happy about it either. He looks more like Al Jolson. His face is covered in mud. And it's Klopp, who's been a very good player for Carlton. Well, there's been a lot of good players for both sides. It'd be unfair to say that. There's flying high was Harms over to Francis. And Francis is clear as he drives the ball wide out there, looking there for Sheldon. Burns going after. Sheldon's got a chance here. They both go down. Burns first to recover. Out to Brewer again. Collingwood still trying to get it up there. And a mark to Andrew Ireland out there on the wing position. 26 minutes gone. And still Carlton 10 points in front.
Ireland up towards half forward. And McConville, has he taken the mark? No! Weirmouth's got it over to Edwards. The Carlton fans weren't too happy with it. Edwards runs it and fires at the goals. And what's he done with it? I think he's missed. No, it's a goal! The difference is again 4 points. Any team can still win the 79 Grand Final. Let's check the scores. It's Collingwood 11-11, 77. To Carlton 11-15, 81.
We just saw it on replay there, Peter, and McConville, you could have paid the mark, but then again, when you're on your own, you should hold those. He should have run it down the hands and into the arms, and McConville definitely should have pulled it in.
Oh, gee, the goal umpire tricked me there when he ran right into the point post. I thought he'd missed that one. However, it's 4 points the difference. Peter Moore taps the ball out, taken away by Harms. He goes towards right half forward for the Blues. The Magpies need the next goal, and if Carlton get it, it'll wrap it up for them, I'd suggest, with 27 minutes gone for the final quarter.
There'll be about 2 or 3 minutes to go, Peter.
And not long. Any team can still win it. Moore and Mackay. Picked up by Byrne. And he doesn't get it too far, though. There's Wearmouth falling into the back of Buckley, who gets the kick in over towards the half-forward line. Ireland and Harms. The ball tapped away. Is it a free kick? No. Play on, says the umpire. It's scooped out to Armstrong now. Armstrong, quick to get boots the ball up to Mark McClure. McClure with a chance to wrap the game up. He gave it to Mackay with a bad hand pass, though. Peter Moore and also Brewer in there. Here's Marku. This could wrap it up. He fires. He's missed. 5 points the difference. At the 27.5-minute mark. 5 points the difference. It's 11-16, 82 Carlton, Collingwood 11-11, 77.
I tell you what, it's not enough to give a commentator a heart attack. A short pass out to Brewer. And he's been a pretty good player since moved out of that half-back line. Collingwood trying to get it around there. As it go for Magro. He's going for the mark, but the umpire set a free kick for interference. 28 minutes gone. Is there time for Collingwood to get up? They're 5 points. There's the score. And Carlton have won the 1979 premiership. The score, the final scores. Carlton 11-16, 82. Once again, Collingwood the bridesmaid. 11 goals, 11-77.
Well, what a grand final. It had everything, didn't it? It really had everything. It had toughness in the first few minutes. It had great marks. And it will be celebrations into the long hours of tomorrow morning at Princes Park. Full credit to Collingwood, though. They fought the match right out. They got within 4 points earlier in the final term and then 5 points. And that was as close as they were to get. Surprisingly, a rather short final term. Only, it was just on 28 minutes.
I'm going to show you how great I am. Let me tell you something. I'm going to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. George can't hit what his hands can't see. Now you see me, now you don't. He think he will, but I know he won't. I'll prove to the world that I'm still the fastest, the prettiest, the most classist, the most scientific, the greatest of all time. I am the greatest.
Father's Day is just around the corner, so get into Mitre 10 and save Dad with great gift ideas like these. Deluxe portable hose reel, $14.65. 700-watt Ryobi angle grinder power kit, $89.95.
Woo! Relax. I'm a pro.
White ice, mate.
You better make that turn.
I'm Sabella. I suffered from depression, but I found help.
The Australian Rotary Health Research Fund.
Watch the new Qantas commercial just before Saturday's AFL Grand Final telecast. And you could win a holiday for two just by naming 3 of the featured countries. The new Qantas commercial on Channel 7, the one to watch.
On the win by a very narrow margin. Checker first. Second place goes to Raylene Boyle.
In recent years, I've had time to think about the really important things in life. Things like love, friendship, family, and self-belief. I've learned to look forward rather than backward. These are values that sustain most athletes as they prepare for the Olympics. I don't think I've ever looked forward to a Games the way I'm looking forward to Sydney.
7's broadcast of the Olympic Games will be brought to you by Hahn Premium Light and Qantas.
I found I didn't really have a choice about work when I was told I was going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. I lay there in intensive care. It was that early on I thought about work. And I thought, now who am I? Am I just a person who people are going to look after for the rest of their lives and my life? Or can I be someone who is independent again, which was most important? I want my life to have a balance of career and sport, and I want to just be able to do whatever I want to be able to do.
Collect the next in the official 2000 Olympic Torch Relay 16-pin series today with a token in your paper, the Herald Sun.
In the time it takes to boil a kettle, your entire house could be gone.
It wasn't a normal tornado.
This is what it looks like all over town.
The dramatic series final. Eye of the Storm, Monday.
A man-made virus has just been set free. In Chicago,
Aaron's got it.
An unmissable two-hour special event.
So we're helpless.
Chicago Hope, Monday.
At this stage of Sevens Footy Marathon, it's nice to welcome our viewers through BTQ7 in Brisbane on the eve of another grand final. The Essendon Bombers up against the Melbourne Demons, and certainly looking forward to that a little bit later on in the day. But as we welcome Brisbane, Jared, you're just sitting there with your nose in the AFL history book.
Yep.
And looking at Brisbane, we were talking about their coach back in '96 because they played a ripping qualifying final up there at the Gabba in '96. John Northey, was it?
It was John Northey, and it was also the year, Sandy, which just wanted to clarify this, that the Brisbane Lions-Fitzroy merger first came to fruition.
And that's when everyone thought, oh, my hat.
Give them the flag.
We've got a super team.
Yep. At the start of the season, when it eventuated, I think everybody's tip was Brisbane were going to win the flag by, it was just a matter of how far. They got the best of Fitzroy. I think they picked up 8 players or thereabouts. And Brisbane were coming through. The Brisbane Bears in those days were developing as a side. In fact, under Robert Walls a couple of years earlier, they'd made the finals for the first time in their history. And they did look as if they were going to be a super team. And as history will tell us, it wasn't a great marriage early in the piece until Lee Matthews eventually went up there. But this was a big game. And in the first year, it looked as if they were going all the way.
Yeah, this was indeed a very big game. And it did look at one stage, though, as if Essendon had this absolutely parcelled up.
Yep.
They looked home. But things turned out a little differently, and it certainly wasn't as easy as they thought. The qualifying final, the Gabba, 1996. Let's have a look at it.
Nobody gets you closer than these footy riders.
Just seconds remaining in the game. And there's the siren.
Every day in your paper, the Herald Sun.
Woo! Relax. I'm a pro.
Light ice, mate.
You better make that
A short while ago, as Mr. Johnson gave his precious four-wheel drive a well-earned wash, Joshua Johnson decided to help clean the interior. Although the Johnsons weren't hurt by the incident, Mr. Johnson's rating 1 was. So if you've held a rating 1 for the last 3 years and your insurance company wants to take it away, give us a call at Amy, because we'll give it back to you.
Collins means value. Daewoo value.
Yeah, but 'tis for only $7.20 a day. What a saving. Llanos from less than $9 a day. Now that's value. Then there's Nubira from less than $13 a day. Wow! And who could leave out the stunning Laganza from less than $15 a day? All with Daewoo free care and all from Collins Daewoo. Collins means value. Collins is Daewoo. Call 1-800-667-668 now and test drive a Collins Daewoo today.
Need a break from doing nothing all day? We've got 5-star accommodation.
Colour television double, dog bed.
Backpacker specials.
A boarding kennel like this.
Budget holidays on Harry's Practice, Sunday 6:30.
No humans allowed.
Then,
Can we find a street made in Paran? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Oh, my God, you're magnificent picture in house. Isn't that stunning? Are you too happy to go to dinner tomorrow night?
Why I live here, it's my game, my paper, my town. It's my game, my paper, my town. It's my game.
Nobody gets you closer than these footy riders.
Just seconds remaining in the game. And there's the final. It's all over.
Every day in your paper, the Herald Sun.
I found I didn't really have a choice about work when I was told I was going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. I lay there in intensive care. It was that early on I thought about work. And I thought, now who am I? Am I just a person who people are going to look after for the rest of their lives and my life? Or can I be someone who is independent again, which was most important? I want my life to have a balance of career and sport, and I want to just be able to do whatever I want to be able to do.
Returning from a meeting to find her brand new Barina in a bit of a bind, Jenny Scott reluctantly accepted assistance from a passing Samaritan. Fortunately, Jenny was insured with Amy and could take advantage of our new car replacement benefit. And in less than a week, she found herself in another brand new Barina, which all goes to prove.
Get your hands on the awesome green and gold Game Boy Color. What's your color? Woo! Relax. I'm a pro.
Wide ice, mate.
You better make that
Race into Mitre 10 for a chance to win in our great Ford giveaway. There's a Ford Explorer, XR8 Ute, or one of 40 great prize packs to be won. This Father's Day, if you want to make Dad's dreams come true...
We won the car.
I'm going to show you how great I am. Let me tell you something. I'm going to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. George can't hit what his hands can't see. Now you see me, now you don't. He think he will, but I know he won't. I'll prove to the world that I'm still the fastest, the prettiest, the most classist, the most scientific, the greatest of all time. I am the greatest.
During the Olympics, many records will be broken, but none will compare to those achieved every day by the animal kingdom. From synchronized swimmers of the deep to the fastest sprinter, the cheetah.
It is 3 times quicker than the fastest man.
From gymnastic spiders to champion weightlifters.
It can support 850 times its own weight.
Discover nature's record-breaking gold medalists, Animal Olympians, premieres tonight on 7's World Around Us.
short while ago, as Mr. Johnson gave his precious four-wheel drive a well-earned wash, Joshua Johnson decided to help clean the interior. Although the Johnsons weren't hurt by the incident, Mr. Johnson's rating 1 was. So if you've held a rating 1 for the last 3 years and your insurance company wants to take it away, give us a call at Amy, because we'll give it back to you.
The same fuel economy as the smaller 2.2-litre Camry. Factory-backed LPG. New Magna 3.5-litre V6. One drive and you're hooked.
Race into Mitre 10 for a chance to win in our great Ford giveaway. There's a Ford Explorer, XR8 Ute, for one of 40 great prize packs to be won. This Father's Day, if you want to make Dad's dreams come true...
We won the car. It's my game. It's my paper. It's my town. That's why I live here. It's my game, my paper, my town. It's my game, my paper, my town. It's my game.
Nobody gets you closer than these footy riders.
Just seconds remaining in the game. And there's the siren. It's all over.
Every day in your paper, the Herald Sun.
Woo! Relax. I'm a pro.
White ice, mate.
You better make that circuit.
Next week, yes, someone does live here.
Creating a health hazard to the residents around the area.
It's a real-life house from hell.
We have to virtually get volunteers amongst our garbage staff. They have to get dressed up in effectively spacesuits.
And the neighbours have had enough.
We know of one person who's had to actually sell her house and move.
But no one is prepared to do anything about it. Plus, a young boy's sleepwalking that has the whole town on edge. Melbourne's Today Tonight, 6:30 on 7.
So far during the night, Jared, we've talked about... Tea all right? Coffee's good. Coffee's good. Excellent. How's yours? I'll try the tea in a moment. We've talked about marks. Let's talk about goals. I mean, I know you can be biased about them, but one that I vividly remember was Jeff Fetting, who had been reported a short time prior and was not a happy camper. Got the free kick in the middle of the ground. The middle at Moorabbin. In front of the animal cage. Yeah, one of the longest grounds that we've ever had. And he just went back, and we'll see it in this package, but that one stands out for me. What about goals for you? Look, I think that Peter Dacos is a player of my era, and he was just a genius. He did it so often. I remember Bob Davis on Sports World, or World of Sport in those days. He started when Dacos first came on the scene saying that many of his things were flukes. Well, after 15 years, he finally conceded after doing Took Bob that long. 6 or 10 or 15 goals of the year. I mean, he had his own highlights package. I'm sure he'll feature fairly prominently here. But he could make the ball talk. He was the first one to work out that if you spun the ball that way, well, then on the first bounce it'd go that way. And we saw him do that to a great effect against the West Coast in that final.
Yeah. No, well, you're right. He's kicked some gems.
Can I ask you, though, about goal kicking? Is it overrated? I mean, who do you rate the best, Matthew Lloyd or Dustin Fletcher?
Yeah, that's a very good
I've got it on my mind, Dustin Fletcher. I brought this up earlier in the night. I know it was a long time ago.
I don't know that it's overrated. I think when you look at this package now, you'll probably say no, that it's not overrated. And also, when you look at today's game and you see what players can do, you talked about Dacos in your era, which wasn't all that long ago, but there are players now. I remember, just a couple of weeks ago, in fact, it was this time of night the old mind does play tricks on you, but it was at Blumfield, who was it that bent in the check side, and it was fully intentional. It was virtually running parallel with the goals and just flicked it in. I mean, that sort of thing is not overrated in my book.
No, and Andrew Leoncelli kicked that one only a couple of weeks ago against the Blues, which was not a boomerang, it was the reverse boomerang.
Yeah.
Why is it, Sandy? It's a bit
Jeffrey Farmer.
He's a genius.
He can smell goals.
He certainly can. But why, Sandy, is it like the 3-foot putt that we are getting far better at kicking the miracle goals, and yet as a group, as a code, we are still struggling from that one 40 metres out directly in front?
I don't know why it is. And I mean, you would suggest that if, and you probably know, I mean, if players practice at training, the one they practice is the one 40 metres out, isn't it? Or 45 out, virtually directly in front. Incidentally, how is your putting?
Poor. It's a bit like my goal kicking was. 3 foot out, the putt, they're just, I'm getting close, but unless you hear the rattle, you lose the dough.
Enough of our chat. Let us have a look at some of the great goals. And when you see Jeff Ferring, just remember, he'd just been reported, and he had a bad case of the you-know-whats.
Oh, he'd have to kick it 85, 90 metres. But he's going to have a kick, all right. It's not over yet. Not over yet. What drama here at Princes Park. Malcolm Boyd, it's a big kick. It's a medal kick.
Blake's there. Also McRae for Collingwood. Gordon trying to get it out, which he does, towards Manasseh. Manasseh the drive, Collingwood deep to take Gage for a run. Almost towards the half-forward line. He is now. He's run 50 metres. Takes the handball, no, feigns the handball. He won't give it Manasseh. He's going to stretch the goal. And he's put it through. He's put it through. By golly, what an individual effort. That's going to be the goal of the century. Looking for Matthews. Sutton hot on his hammer. Lee Matthews looking for someone to give it to. There's no one there. Matthews will have to go around himself. He goes around 3 players. Rise up the goal. Beautiful. He'll go for the short pass, and he's found his teammate there in Ian Nakurvis. He'll run around Keith Craig. He'll line up the goals. No. Still touches the ball on the ground. Still running around. Has a shot at the goals. The whistle has sounded once again. The free kick this time going the way of St Kilda as the ironical cheers come up. There's a booming torpedo kick from Ferring to full forward. Goal! It's Byrne, gives it over to Toomey. Toomey from the half-back line. Baxy's pace and judgment. Went for a bounce and Baxy's luck too. Got it back on the second time. The third time he just got it back. Will he try another one? He's going to have a shot for goal. It's going to be a great goal if he gets it. It's a great goal. Off the back, Ian Nakurvis once more. Doing a great job. Well smothered though by Bazasto. Picks it up and has a snapshot at goal. And it's put it through. Getting it back there to Morgan. Over to Buse. Here he comes, a little rover. Oh, bad luck. He crashed his way through. Now he's got it again. Oh, boy. He hooks it back. Doug Chelby's going to score a goal. That is the goal of the year.
Went down too. There's Phil Cracker on the boundary line. Look at him scoop. He'll get away here from Donnell. Lefty for dead. Beautiful play. This is a running shot at goal. He might have got this one. A goal. What a goal.
Puts it onto the left foot down towards full forward. A chance now for Larkin. Gonna run into trouble. He's got to beat 3 of them, and he has. He snaps it. He's picked it. As Burke leaves the ground. Ablett couldn't take the mark. Oh, he's a light, Gary Ablett. Look at this. Here is the magician at work. He shoots towards goal. What more can you say? Lyon. Dodging and weaving. Oh, smothered off the boot by Nixon was great play. Hamilton now on the back line. Now it's Ross Lyon onto the left foot. Could have given a hand pass, but he elects to kick it goal. I think he's put it through. He's quick kick. Collingwood. Will he take right on? Yes, he does. I thought he would. One bounce. Oh, another bounce. Left foot. Look at this. A marvellous kick. He's put them in front. That's as good as you'll ever see.
Over the top cloak. Some spring there. Knocked on by Smith. Taken by Mitchell. Some speed here. Look at him go. Michael Mitchell, a third bounce. He's running towards the 50. He wants to kick a goal. No question about that. What will do it? I want a goal, Michael Mitchell says to himself.
Great effort.
Play on is the call. Eagles everywhere. Lewis fends off Russell. He's hard against the boundary line. That is a magic goal. That is a magic goal.
On the boundary line. Back to Mullane, likewise. Dacos nearly runs out of room. He's goal!
Goes as hard as he can. Bennett in good position now. Offhand. Jakovic! Oh, sensational! Dacos stays down at the back. Knocked away by Keys. Here's the magician near the boundary line. 30 metres out, Peter Dacos. 3 kicks, 3 goals!
The half-back line, White, probably the first mistake he's made. But, oh, look at the skills of White. And a short little pass may have been better to go longer, but he's followed it up, picked it up now, eluded one player, shoots in towards goal. There is a magical piece of football. Goes a little too far. Dacos at the back. Can he produce something special here? Oh, no. Yes, he can.
A quick kick, Dunstall. Well done. Oh, terrific stuff. Ball handling brilliant. Shrugs the tackle with the left foot. Now that is play of the year.
Was smothered. Gotten had it slapped away. Matera with the outside of the boot, if you don't mind.
Ola Inshaw. Handball wide for Long. Backs inside. They 8 points. They're going to get the ball away from the centre again through Monfort. And McGuan gets past Brown. They're lifting the pies. They can sense it. First 15 minutes ordinary, but since then they've been good. McGuan's had 5 bounces. Nearly get another one. Round he goes. In he goes to an open goal. Phil Malacca, stuffed by Mickey McGuan. Goal of the year. One. It's back there towards goal. Wanganeen and Ablett, 2 of the greats of the game. Ablett over the top. Don't tell me Gary. He's done it. Ablett kicked his ball. Unbelievable.
White pulls it back, hugging the boundary line. It's still a live ball. Out of midair, Wanganeen. The goal of the year.
Look at that. Brilliant football by Silvani. Bradley from behind Matera. Out towards the wing it goes. Craig Bradley with the run of it. The crowd rising as one. McKay, back to Bradley. What a goal this would be. Banana kick by Bradley. Just touched, I think. A goal! Dunstall is there. Minton Connell over the top. Prettiel concedes some ground. Klein goes backwards. He'll be happy to see this out. It hasn't gone out. West missed the ball. Dunstall. Oh, well played, Jason Dunstall. What would this be a goal? Oh, what a goal! What about it?
Carey and Whitney. Carey down to the front. Archer. What's he done? Tate lingering at the back. Modra went without it. Still with Modra. He's good off the ground. Not this time. Wigney. Modra's after him in a hurry. Wigney will want to hurry up. Modra's got back there in a hurry. Still with Modra. Still Modra. Still Modra. Round the corner. Oh, yes, he's kicked it. It's a Moichi goal.
Roundless. Ablett. Can't mark, but he might grab it. Oh, he's got it. Kicks a goal. Oh, he's kicked a miraculous goal for goal number 7, the champ.
He heads for the boundary line. It's close. He's got a teammate there in Beveridge. Beveridge tries to keep it in. Back to Osborne he goes again. Tucked on the boundary line. Now he'll bend that back.
Don't tell me. That could be one of the goals of the year, if you don't mind. Oh, what a goal!
Darryl White. Well, he's the sort of player who could make this look bone easy. Now,
don't tell me.
What did I say? What did I say?
And he cleared it past McCallaghan. The ball comes wide for Durkay, who had a terrific third quarter. Gary Durkay, cornered, hoisted high. Look out! Oh, you're joking!
Ed can't take the mark. White's been important.
handball. Can Wills get a handle on it? He can. Left foot, look at this kick. Magnificent. Goal of the year. Oh, unbelievable.
His left footer. Oh, Madden is 30 metres in the clear. Wren giving chase. What a sprint. This is something to watch. Madden goes long for goal. He might have kicked it. Sensational. I have never seen the like of it.
Kelly's short kick, Matera onto it. He just seems to be able to read everything, Peter Matera. Look at this. B.O.G. Thank you very much. Oh. Huh? You would like to see that a few times.
He brings it in towards half forward. Bump the ground. Grabbed by Peter Bell. The little fella's on the boundary line. Can he thread it through? Oh, what a goal! Brilliant stuff. He'll be looking for the rocker. Severio rocker. Oh, he couldn't get back there. Let's see what the big fella can do. Stevenson's after him. Can he grab him? Oh, well played, Severio. He bends it back at the goal. This is a magnificent kick. What a goal!
Allen leaves it behind. Danny Southerns got hold of Pittman. Johnson run in and get a goal! What a goal by Brad Johnson!
Wins it from behind. Kick comes after half back. Woden, good turn of speed through some pretty heavy traffic. Couple of bounces. Fancies himself. Oh, lovely ball. Still Woden. Still Woden. Woden from half forward. Kick it, Donaldson! Oh! Goal! Great footy!
And going on with the job.
Yes, no, their ground level speed and their intensity and just their hardness of the contest is more than earned them the win.
Oh, look at that! Let's finish off with something unbelievable. And Willsie's done it in front of his coach. That is amazing.
Gathered by Fletcher. Handball over the top. This may open it up. No, Dodd. Dispossessed by Everett. Well done, Spider. The big Spider! Go! Oh, he tried to bounce. It didn't come off, but he crashes through the tackle. It then goes bang. And it's play of the night by Peter Everett.
Chin staff. Yes, well, I think you spoke, Tim, about Crummers in the Brisbane Lions forward line. Lepage. Oh, Lepage!
Suddenly we have a game where we're back to a kick. Montfort goes very early. Francis tried to get through in the centre. Longmire. Well done. And Abraham brilliantly done. Fantastic football through the centre. Oh, could he kick a goal? Could this left foot go through? It does! Unbelievable! As good as an elephant. Yes, that one. Barely threw out of the pack.
Yes, some absolute gems there, and you're right. I mean, Peter Dacos. Who's the modern-day Peter Dacos? Would it be fair to say Jeff Farmer?
Yeah, he'd have to be close to it. He does kick the genius goal, doesn't he?
Are you saying to wilt a bit, are you?
Struggling. What time is it now?
Oh, it's getting on now.
I have left the watch at home.
I thought I could smell something. Oh, it was bacon. Kevin, our foreman, has gone out, so there could be breakfast on the way.
Well, let's
we missed the midnight snack.
Let's hope it turns up shortly. But Ferring, we know that Sav Rocca's heading over to the States to try and make a career out of goal kicking. Darren Barrett, one of the long kicks of our code, is now a superstar over there.
Isn't he made in the team of the year?
All-Australian, or the All-American team. But
it's a huge effort, isn't it?
It is a huge effort. And we talked about whether it was overrated or not. It is what drags people through the gates.
Oh,
so
no doubt.
You can never overrate that magical moment, that feeling of exhilaration when you just camp behind the ball as it leaves the boot of one of the maestros like a Jeff Farmer, and you just watch it sail straight through the goals. It's a great moment in our game.
Like those ones, I know we just saw it, but the one of Malcolm Blight as well. I mean, it's a big kick.
Blighty did ring to make sure it was included.
Not only Blight, Patsy rang as well. They're unbelievable. I think we better take a break. Teddy's getting ready upstairs.
Not unlike Teddy.
A break.
Last month, As Miss Lucy Dawson returned home from work, her boyfriend Ross finally popped the question. Luckily, Lucy was insured with Amy, who, unlike most insurance companies, believe if you've held a rating 1 for the last 3 years, you deserve to keep it for life, which all goes to prove.
For your chance to win $20,000, who do you think should win the Channel 7 AFL Mark of the Year? Vote now for the mark you think is the best. The mark that receives the most votes will be awarded the Mark of the Year. Call 1902 555 777. Lines close at the end of three-quarter time in the grand final. Mark A, Tony Modra. Mark B, Dustin Fletcher. Mark C, Stephen Coops. Mark D, Jeff Farmer. Mark E, Matthew Robran. Good luck.
This is for the children of Australia.
Have I told you lately that I love you? Have I told you there's no one else above you? You fill my heart with gladness, take away all my sadness.
Every child is important. Help fill their hearts with gladness.
Watch the new Qantas commercial just before Saturday's AFL Grand Final telecast. And you could win a holiday for 2 just by naming 3 of the featured countries. The new Qantas commercial on Channel 7, the one to watch.
Father's Day is just around the corner, so get into Mitre 10 and save Dad with great gift ideas like these. Deluxe portable hose reel, $14.65. 700-watt Ryobi angle grinder power kit, $89.95.
It's my game, it's my paper, it's my town. That's why I live here. It's my game, my paper, my town. It's my game, my paper, my town. It's my game.
Nobody gets you closer than these footy riders.
Just seconds remaining in the game. And there's the Siren. It's all over.
Every day in your paper, the Herald Sun.
Grand Final Day is coming to 7 at 8. Rise and shine as we kick off the festivities with a very special Grand Final breakfast. At 9, the last minute, with all the changes, events, and an in-depth look at what the players get up to before the big match. At 10:30, it may not be the big one, but the under-18s will be out to catch as much glory as they can. At 2, the one you've been waiting for. Essendon and Melbourne both chasing the elusive premiership. Grand Final Day action on 7.
Hope you're enjoying Seven's footy marathon in the wee small hours of the morning. Props are a marvellous thing, aren't they, in television? And we had hinted in the past hour or so that perhaps something to eat might be nice from our floor manager, Kevin Williams. So during the break, Kev has dashed in with 2 plates and 2 forks. I said, what on earth are you doing with those? He said, we'll just pretend you've just eaten.
Speaking
Why
of props,
should we pretend?
Let's speak about props. Facial hair. Let's introduce the magnificent
The great Kevin.
man. Come on, Kev.
Come in, Kev.
In you come. It's
Bit of applause,
4:30 in
ladies
the
and
morning.
gentlemen, for Kevin Williams.
Now, where would you find that prop? In the facial hair department?
It was discovered a long, long time ago. I can only tell you that.
And Kev, you're a great Sydney Swans fan.
He is. Yep.
Will they get a flag in your time?
Well, they've had one go at it in my lifetime. Hope so.
We're all with you, Kev.
You would have been on tenterhooks in
You feel
'96,
that.
wouldn't you?
That is magnificent,
I was.
You two.
Terry said we have to keep it moving.
Yeah, good on Teddy. Yeah. And thanks also, mate, for
nice
the plates.
props. Yeah, good plate.
Unbelievable.
Put
that
something
is.
on them next time.
A plate and a fork. It's unbelievable. 1997. Preliminary final time. Adelaide. Yep. Knocking on the door of a flag. And the Western Bulldogs. Boy, there's some things that don't mix, aren't they? And one is the Western Bulldogs and preliminary final.
Hasn't been a good mix for them over the last few years, but they are getting there. And if, as Malcolm Blight says, you keep finishing in the top 4, eventually it's going to fall your way. But there is a moment in this, couple of moments in this preliminary final that a few players...
Defining moments?
Yes, and a very good word for 4:30 in the morning. The defining moments for the Bulldogs, I think, were Mark West running into a goal and Libba robbed by the goal umpire. Now, everybody in Adelaide is just will ring up the security officer, I'm sure, and he'd be looking forward to your call. Yeah. Ring him up and just...
if he can't take it, ring Teddy Digby.
Yes,
and it is well after 4:30 too,
Have you got his mobile number? We won't give it out. But it must have been a wobble either side of a goal or a point. Libba continually tells us it's a goal, and everybody in Adelaide is 100% sure it was a certain point.
As you say, defining moments in history, moments that Adelaide especially will never forget. Let's relive them now.
You know, after a work injury, you've really got two choices. One is to move on, or two is to live within it. If you don't move on, you're still going to be alive and sit in the corner waiting to get better. It's not even a choice. Work gives you opportunities and challenges and goals and fulfillment. We all need to be fulfilled. Work's part of life. If you don't work, there's a void.